It's your boy Orion, one half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Hopefully you guys are having a great Friday. Right now I'm watching Houston, Washington State college football action because you know I'm all about that college football, NFL, anything I can get in with tape. So if you guys have any fantasy football questions, wire questions, guys to get in your lineup. I mean, we're on week 2 right now. Michael Pierpont, what it do? Edgar Montoya, what up, bro? How about them Chiefs? Man, it's going to be a crazy weekend. The shitty thing is I looked at my TV schedule. So you're going to have Seahawks versus the Steelers in Pittsburgh, and I can do a live reaction to that. Then you have the Rams at home versus the Saints, Island Saints, right on Fox for the game of the week. At the same time is the Chiefs and the Raiders. I'm just behind as well because I love watching Mahomes and the Legion of Zoom and everything else that they got going on. And then the third game, you got Eagles versus the Falcons. So it sounds like it's going to be a busy day. Hopefully I got enough cough drops to keep my voice healthy. But I just got back from my dad's. We ended up watching the Dodgers end up, raking it up on the Mets. So you had Noah Syndergaard versus Clayton Kershaw. So I just got home. So I got a chance to spend some time with my dad. I ended up getting tickets. Ironically, I wanted to watch this Washington State game against Houston because that's going to be the best home game for Oregon, my favorite team. The Ducks, as you guys know, they play mid-season. I just forked up 4 racks, and I got 2 front row seats for Washington State, Oregon Ducks. I mean, I imagine at that point, both teams will be in the top 25. I'm excited. So I just wanted to hop on and go over any type of question. So let me scroll up to the top. And, fantasy is important. Some of you guys are in leagues that are just for fun. Other of us are in leagues that are $1,200, $500, $300 money leagues. So, I want to make sure I help you guys out because, you can trust your boy. You can trust me. So let's take a quick look. Darian Guyton, yo, what it do? Hey, who dat? Mixon or Kerryon Johnson? Well, if you've been following, 1 second, touchdown! Or was that an interception? Oh, interception! Whoa! 1 second. I had to catch up on the action here. I think the Cougars just threw a pick. And I'm definitely scouting right now because I want to make sure I kind of see, what it's going to look like. But UW is on the road this season. All right, so Washington State is in the red zone. They're throwing it up a fade route over the top. Interception by Houston. Wow, what a play. And the thing is, UW is on the road for Oregon this year. Stanford, all the good opponents. So Washington State's the only ranked opponent that's going to be there. What a pick. Fucking A. So I'm super excited for that. But Pierpont. Obviously, donations are accepted for the advice that I'm given. This isn't for free, but I will give some free advice. But make sure you subscribe to our channel, smash the like button, and if I give you some advice, donate to your boy. You can trust me, even if you're in our league on YouTube or a different one. So Mixon or Kerryon Johnson? So normally Mixon's the better back, right? But he's injured. Right now, it's questionable. We don't know if he's going to even play this weekend. And, Giovanni Bernard is a guy that we have on our league, right? On my team. So we'll have to kind of wait and see. I'm not sure if Mixon's going to play. He's banged up. So for me, if I was going to go Kerryon Johnson at home versus the Chargers, that Chargers D is tough, but I'd rather go a healthy Kerryon Johnson rather than a banged up Mixon. But Mixon might not play. You're going to have to wait until tomorrow to really find out if he's going to be listed as playing. He missed Wednesday's practice, missed Thursday's practice. He practiced today, so that's a better sign. And I don't know. Tyler Lockett, Andy Dalton, John Ross. They're starting to get it going. But for me, the safe bet is Kerryon Johnson for now, today. But you make sure you watch the reports and you look at Mixon closely, see how healthy he is. Because, if they end up playing him and he's 70%, I'm not sure if a 70% Joe Mixon is better than a 100% Kerryon Johnson. And that's going to be something that you're going to have to kind of debate and look at, and you're going to have to look at the matchup. So let's go and look at the matchups real quick as we go into there, because obviously this is important. So if you're looking at the matchups, Lions are at home against the Chargers. So I trust Kerryon Johnson, at home more. Let's see what we have here. So and as far as the other matchup, let's take a quick look to see where you're at. And it is, as we take a look, Bengals at home against the Niners. So obviously you have a decent favorable matchup. I still think the Niners have a great chance to win that game. But again, it's personal preference, but I think you're going to find out. They'll probably list him out. I think they're just kind of waiting so that way the Niners don't have to game plan for Bernard. Like I said, if we didn't have him, that would be someone that you would want to pick up, but you probably have other options there, Pierpont. So if it was me, I'd go Kerryon Johnson for now, and then until, if Mixon is a go, it's hard to go against Mixon, but I don't know how serious the injury is. I know it's not something that, if you're okay, you practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so that's kind of alarming to me. So at this point, I go Kerryon Johnson. Russell Wilson or Baker, who do I play? We have Russell Wilson in our league, and he shit the bed week 1, and that's kind of alarming, right? With the Bengals at home, you should have fucking scored more, right, Paul? If you had Russell Wilson, you started him, you're like, what the fuck? So when you look at it now, you look at the matchup, right? So you got Russell Wilson on the road, who does not play better on the road than at home, like any fucking quarterback, right? Steelers, I would assume, are going to win that game at home. Big Ben will play way better. James Conner, Juju, way better. Not like that Patriots beatdown that we saw. So I would assume that Russell will get some stats there, right? But I think the Steelers will be able to win that game. If you look at Baker, right? You're on the road Monday night against a Jets team that's depleted. No Sam Darnold, mono, right? You end up, Le'Veon Bell is banged up with the shoulder, right? CJ Mosley isn't playing. Quentin Williams isn't playing. So if it was me, and if the defense is thin, I think the Browns get back on track and they win that game on the road, and shows you really, what the Browns are all about. They're not that bad team that you saw get their ass whooped by the Titans at home, by 30. So I think the Browns are going to win that Monday night matchup and win pretty handily. So if it was me, I know it's risky because Baker's kind of a newer QB, but I would probably go Baker Mayfield. I think Russell Wilson can get you a couple touchdowns, but Baker's got a chance to give you maybe 3 or 4 in the game. Of course, they're going to hand it off to Chubb, but Odell, Landry, Njoku, there's going to be opportunities there against a team that's all banged up, where their season might be over already, the Jets. And if you don't have Sam Darnold out there and you have Trevor Siemian, there's going to be more opportunities for Baker to score, unless they go super run heavy, which is possible, but I think that they want to get Baker's arm going. So I think that it'll be close point-wise. I don't think there'll be a huge difference between Russell Wilson and Baker unless Baker starts throwing a shitload of interceptions, which is possible. He didn't look good, week 1, but Russell Wilson, if you look at his stats, I mean, is he really going to throw 3 or 4 or 5 touchdowns? I'm not sure. I think maybe 2 kind of sounds good, and they'll probably hand off the ball for at least 1. With Baker, you probably have more upside of maybe upwards to 3, all right? But obviously Russell Wilson's a lot more accurate, but when he's on the road, it's a little bit different of a matchup. And you can say the same for Baker. You're on the road, but the opponent is shittier in the Jets. So if it was me, I would take a chance, and I'd probably go Baker Mayfield. If you want to go Russell Wilson, you might get a few less points just because it's a safer name. But if it was me, I'm not sure, Paul, if you won week 1 in your fantasy and you can gamble a little bit, but I'm not sure if it's really a gamble. I think Baker's going to go off, and it could be one of those games where the Browns win like 40, let's think, 35, 30, 41 to like 17. It could be one of those types of games, or 35, 14, 35, 10. It could be an ass whooping. So if it was me, and, depending on as you evaluate as we're going in, if it was my team and I had a $1,200 money league team, I had Russell Wilson. We had Kirk Cousins on the bench in our YouTube league. I dropped Cousins, right? We picked up Matthew Stafford, but the Stafford matchup, at home against a Chargers D isn't that great. They're projected for about the same point total, with Russell Wilson or Matthew Stafford. But when you're going Russell Wilson and Baker, Baker's got a little bit more of a favorable matchup. I mean, it could blow up in your face. It's possible with any quarterback. But like I said, with all the injuries to the Jets, if they don't got their, quarterback of the defense, C.J. Mosley, Quinnen Williams, the rookie up front's banged up. Yeah, you got Jamal Adams on the back end, but there's more room to dominate, especially if Sam Darnold isn't playing on top of that, and you got Le'Veon Bell banged up too. So let's take a chance, and let's go Baker Mayfield. It could end up paying dividends for you, and if Baker ends up starting for you and you win big, you might be able to win your actually week 2 based off Baker's performance, but I don't think the point totals will be that different, but take a chance. Sometimes you got to. It's easy to go for Russell Wilson, the name, you know what I mean? Can Russell Wilson go to Pittsburgh and upset Pittsburgh and throw for 4 touchdowns? Yeah, it's possible, but to me, it's not as likely. I kind of see more of a 2-touchdown passing game with Russell and maybe 1 or 2 on the ground with Carson or whoever, Penny, whoever they decide to hand it off to. I think a little bit more upside with Baker. You have more chances to get 3 to 4 touchdown passes. You're going to run it with Chubb, but take a chance, right? That's what fantasy is about sometimes. I go Baker Mayfield. Shittier matchup against that Jets. Caverlock Jaguars. Should I add Chark to my fantasy team? I know you're a Jaguar fan, and I had D.D. Westbrook earlier. I like Minshew. It's kind of ironic. I'm watching Washington State right now. If you have room to add him, you have him, right? And you have D.D. Westbrook. So you got to look at the matchups. Conley, like who do you trust the most out of that team? There's not really one guy. D.D. Westbrook was the best with Nick Foles, but Nick Foles is out. So I feel that, DJ Shark, right? Sharknado. He would be a good add. You're not going to want to start him, right? But you could add him on your bench and just kind of evaluate to see what he does. Just don't drop another wide receiver that's going to be getting more targets than him. But he did score week 1. And I think Minshew likes Shark as his kind of favorite target. Dede scored as well, right? But I think Westbrook is a little bit more unreliable, but still a good option also. So I'm not sure if he's available in your league either. But if you're going to go for a homer pick, a guy on your team, I mean, it's possible. But you got to let me know who else you have that you're going to drop to get him. And I can let you know if it's a good move or not. If you have wiggle room to do it, do it. But if you're going to end up dropping someone like a Ridley, someone like that, don't do it. Because you want to make sure you're getting the proper targets. And remember, you have Minshew, which I do love. You know what I mean? I think that he's got a lot of potential. You know what I mean? He might have been able to maybe end up doing better overall than Nick Foles. I mean, we're going to see it this season. He's going to be the guy. So let me know who else you have that you're thinking about dropping. If you got like a weak third-string running back or a backup running back that's irrelevant, then I can let you know if it's a good pick. But he's on my kind of radar to see, hey, is this guy worth having on the team? Or maybe is it D.D. Westbrook if you're going for someone on the Jags at wide receiver? Where are the weekly reactions? We did them. You got to take a look closely and look at, on the titles of our videos. So if you look, we do live streams a bunch, obviously, so we can vibe with the fans. So we ended up already doing, if you go and look at the videos, we did Redskins and Eagles 3 days ago, right? And then we did Chiefs and Jaguars, and then we Texans and Saints, and then we did Rams Panthers. So, Tay, if you actually look at them and you look at the titles on your phone or on, on the computer, the PC or the Mac that you have, it'll say Rams versus Panthers Week 1 highlights, NFL 2019 reaction. So all the ones that say reaction in the title are reaction videos, right? And all the other ones are going to be live streams, and underneath it'll say streamed and how many hours ago. The ones that don't say streamed underneath, those are the ones that say 1 day, 2 day, 3 days ago. Those are their reaction videos. So hopefully that helps you out. So we're starting to do them. I was going to do like the Cowboys. I really wanted to do it. I know Marcus doesn't like the Cowboys. He's not on them. He's a Redskin guy. I get it. But I want to try to pump out as many of the highlight videos as we possibly can. I'm going to be grinding like the hardest working YouTuber out there. So if I end up doing 3 videos, on Sunday, tomorrow can give me an opportunity to do some college football live streams. But if I can squeeze in, maybe a few more from week 1, I want to, because I know you guys want to see them, and I want to see them. And I want to be able to give you guys my intake on teams, because I call it right down the middle. You're not going to get that on Skip and Shannon. You're not going to get that on Colin Cowherd, ESPN, any podcast. And a lot of people on YouTube are hella biased. You know what I mean? Big time. So if you really want to get something that that is fair, and I'm going to give you a great evaluation, you're going to be able to get it here. Let's see here. Edgar. He said, make sure you watch the highlights and post it. Oh, of course. To be honest, if I'm going to be doing the Rams and Saints, which is pretty much what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to record the Chiefs and the Raiders, watch that game afterwards, after I do my back-to-back-to-back, and then obviously we'll do a reaction video to it with the highlights. But, I want to be able to watch it for myself. It just kind of sucks that they're on at the same time, because it's like, out of all the teams that I enjoy watching, Rams, Saints, Chiefs, Eagles, I want to see the contending teams. Patriots, I already see them here and there. I already know they're going to be whooping ass and taking names and, AB, this and that. But, obviously I don't have a whole lot of interest watching them week in and week out. I want to see the teams that could beat them. Chiefs, Eagles, Saints, Rams, maybe Cowboys. Give me some talent where I can see some other teams there. So let me know. Damon P. Aquadio, what it do? Hope you guys are having a great Friday. Again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button. And if I give you some fantasy advice, donate to your boy if you feel it's worthy. You know what I mean? Working hard here. So let's go here. Jaguar, oops, my bad. Make sure you put down some names. Calvin Griffin, what it do? Pick 2, Michael Pierpont. Thielen, Tyrell Williams, and Tyler Boyd. That's interesting because in my money league, if you look at matchups, let's take a quick look. All right, let's go here. I'm going to pull it up for you so you guys can see my $1,200 money league. So that's tough. So my team, championship team, $1,200 team. Mahomes at QB. Tyler Boyd starting. Tyrell Williams. Ironic that I have guys that you have. How did that happen, Mr. Pierpont? Right? Saquon, Aaron Jones, Waller at tight end, Gallup at my flex, right? Justin Tucker at kicker, and Chicago D. If that's not a fucking championship team, I don't know what is. Crowder on the bench. I picked him up, but that was before I knew that Sam Darnold had mono, right? I got O.J. Howard and Ronald Jones, right? Not because I'm a Tampa Bay fan, but just for potential. But Howard shit the bed. I figured that he would. I didn't start him. Thank God I had that insight there. Ronald Jones had less than a point. And I got AP, Adrian Peterson. So it's one of those things. It's like Adrian Peterson or Aaron Jones or Adrian Peterson Gallup. But the thing is I truly believe in Gallup, Tyler Boyd, Tyrell Williams, and Chris Godwin. Those are my 4 outstanding breakout guys. So Thielen is a number 1 option. Diggs, number 2. Tyrell Williams has no AB. Number 1 option. Number 2 is Waller at tight end, who I have. And I have Tyrell Williams. Tyler Boyd, oh look, I have him starting. So him and John Ross are going to be able to get plenty of opportunities. So then you got to look at the next step. Who plays at home and who plays on the road? Bengals at home against the Niners. That favors Boyd, right? Tyrell Williams at home, right, against Kansas City. That's a nice matchup also. Then you got the Vikings, right, playing against the Packers on the road. So the thing is with Kirk Cousins, you really can't go wrong, Pierpont, with any of those 3 because I honestly feel all 3 of those guys are going to score. And they're going to be able to put up good numbers. Just to let you know, like in my Yahoo league is the $1,200 money league, and then there's an ESPN league that we're doing for the YouTube channel, right? So in mine, Boyd is projected, and this is in the Yahoo, Boyd is projected for 10.77. Tyrell Williams is 10.54. I don't know what Thielen is projected. You can let me know in your league. I would assume it's at least 10 to 14 points. So you really can't go wrong there. Like I said, Tyrell Williams is the number 1 option. Thielen, Boyd. I don't know if you can play all 3. Maybe put all 3 of them in unless you got a flex at running back that you feel better. But if the only other guy that you could throw in there is maybe like a Godwin or a Gallup, that's fire with Tyrell Williams and Boyd. Thielen can score, Tyrell Williams can score, Boyd can score. So if it was me, based off the matchup and what's going on there, I would go, personally, I'd go Thielen, and then I'd go Tyler Boyd. You know what I mean? I feel that those will probably give you good points even if they don't score a touchdown. Even if Tyrell scores, how many points are you really going to lose with Thielen and Boyd? All 3 have a great chance to get in the end zone once, maybe twice, right? But on top of that, you can probably get at least 80 yards, 75 yards, 80 yards or more out of those guys. So really, there's not a wrong answer. You could even go Boyd and Tyrell Williams, but I'm not sure if I'd recommend that. Thielen could get skunked, but because that Packers D is a little bit tighter, more opportunities for maybe, Tyrell Williams against the Chiefs D, right? Or Tyler Boyd against the Niners. But I'm not sure if there's really a wrong answer there. I like all three of those guys. There's not a weak spot there. Just because Tyrell Williams is a lower name doesn't mean that he can't produce. AB's gone. He's the number one guy. If you watched him on the Chargers last year, he's a gamer, right? He played good last week. He helped me get a win. So I got Tyrell Williams and I got Waller on the Raiders. Carr's playing great. So that's another thing. You got to look at the quarterbacks. Who's playing great? Tyler Boyd has Andy Dalton. Had his career high numbers last week in his career for yards. So you know he's feeling himself. Big Red, right? So Tyler Boyd, good. Tyrell Williams, Carr's playing great. Thielen, Cousins, right? But you know, going obviously to Green Bay, I'm not sure if they can win that game, but if they're going to be able to compete, you know, they're going to give Thielen probably, I would assume, 8 to 10 looks, and you might be able to get that all around. So Tyrell Williams and Boyd, Thielen and Boyd, Thielen and Williams. I mean, any of those combinations, but the first one that probably pops out to me first would be Thielen and Boyd. Right? Because if you go Williams and Boyd and Thielen goes for 2 touchdowns, you're gonna be like, oh, Ryan, you told me this and that, you know, but any of the guys can dominate. But I mean, if I'm gonna do, you know, one matchup, I'll probably go Thielen and Boyd. I don't think you can really go wrong with that. But I would maybe even consider throwing Tyrell in your flex. I like him a lot. Sir Luke, who dat? Go Saints. I can't wait for that game. I'm telling you. Saints, Rams, are you fucking kidding me? That might be one of the best games of the year, period. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. Goose, he says, go Rams. He said, fuck the Aints. Well, you know what? It's going to be close between, you know, the Rams and Saints. Really what it comes down to in most cases is home field advantage. So, you know, the Rams may take care of business at home. We saw the Saints struggle a little bit on, you know, at home in the Dome, right? Should have probably won by more points against the Texans. And then you saw the Rams go on the road to Carolina and get a win. But then you saw Tampa Bay, my team, GG, Panther fans. And somehow, some way, I got a win with that defense with kind of that shitty play calling by Norv Turner for the Panthers. So anything's possible. But, I mean, I feel like the Rams got a little bit of an edge because they are at home. And, you know, Drew Brees doesn't play as well on the road. Just like any QB, anything is possible. But I can't wait for that matchup. Young Nola. Saints or Rams Sunday. Whoo! Just going over that, right? I mean, home field advantage is everything. If the game was in the Saints, and in the Dome in Nolans, I'd probably say Saints. If the game is in LA like it is, I usually will tend to go, you know, towards the home team with the crowd cheering them. The home field advantage in the Dome is more of an impact than in LA. Sometimes you get some hardcore Rams fans, and then it sometimes seems like you'll get some of the Hollywood guys that, you know, they show up in the second quarter. Maybe it's not as important to them. But with all that being said, should be a close game, but as of right now, my gut says Rams, but it'll be close just because they're at home. But I'm not saying that the Saints can't win the game. But, I mean, Breeze is going to have to play better. They're going to have to get AK-41 involved more. Michael Thomas is going to have to get involved. The D has to play better because, I mean, you have Goff in that offense. If that secondary plays with all those missed tackles like they did against the Texans, you're not going to win that game. I mean, you can keep it close, but I wasn't too impressed with that defense. It's a work in progress. But I was impressed with the heart and soul and the determination to come back and win that game when you guys were down at half. And then Big Nuts Will Lutz with the victory. That's going to carry over into the game. I just don't know who's going to win that fourth quarter because that's really what it's going to come down to. Turnovers, winning the third down battle. You know, whoever wins third down obviously is going to have the edge. But that home field advantage, I'm not sure if the Saints are going to be able to stop Gurley, Brown, Henderson, Goff, Cooks, Kupp, Woods, Higbee. I mean, it kind of goes up and down that line, the O-line as well. So it'll be depending on the battle in the trenches, you know, the O-line of the Rams and the D-line of the Saints. Now, you know, if you ended up having Sheldon Rankins, right, if he was there, then I'd feel a little bit more comfortable with the Saints. But as of right now today, I got the Rams winning, but I think it might be really close, 10 points or less. Could be as close as 1, 2, or 3. I mean, it really just comes down to home field advantage to me. Anti, what it do? Saxonville, Calvin says. Who will win, Colts or Titans? Spyro. Good question. For me, if I was, you know, going to put a, you know, money wager on it, I like the Colts. You know, they barely lost, you know, to the Chargers. They could have easily won that game. They play with a lot of heart and determination. They got the best O-lineman in the game in Quentin Nelson, my favorite O-lineman in the game right now. He'll pancake the shit out of you. They got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. The Titans, I feel, they beat up on Baker, and they look like they're better than maybe most people expect them to be. Mariota is very streaky, you know what I mean? Henry's streaky. The defense is streaky. But like I said, if I had to take one team right now, I like the Colts in that game. Titans to kind of fall back to reality, and the Colts to kind of show how good they really are. But I wouldn't be surprised either way, because AFC South games are very close all the time, as you guys know. And time. Mixon Bernard at home against the Niners, or Hyde home against the Jags. I would go Mixon or Bernard, depending on who's healthy, because I have Bernard. Pierpont has Mixon. Mixon's been injured all week, but he practiced today. So if Mixon goes down, I like Bernard more than Hyde, because the thing is Jags D is still stout. Hyde is showing that he can be the number one back, right? But he's on a lot of waiver wires right now. He's not picked up yet, because you got to see what he can do. Him and Duke Johnson are splitting carries. You can tell Hyde is the better guy. If he gets first and second down and not third down, he's going to lose out some opportunities that maybe would be passing touchdowns that'll go to Duke or other opportunities. He's not going to be able to run for 10 carries, 80 yards every week. But Bernard and Mixon have a better chance to get in the end zone, and they have a better chance, whoever starts, to get 15 to 20 carries. So I like Mixon or Bernard, whoever decides to be the starter. And the thing is, if you go back and look at Mixon's numbers last year, the 3 or 4 games that Mixon missed, Bernard scored, I believe, 3 touchdowns in like 2 games, and he had really good yardage. So Giovanni Bernard is one of the top 5 backups in the league right now. He could start probably on about 5 to 6 teams. So I do like Mixon or Bernard, depending on who they go with. I think that's going to get you more points. Can Hyde score against the Jags? Of course he can, right? But I think the Bernard matchup is a little bit more favorable, or Mixon, depending on where you go. That's what I would do if I had a money league and I needed points for sure. That's more of a guaranteed point total. Hyde is more of a reach, a stretch. Mixon or Bernard is more guaranteed, and that's big facts. No, Young Nola says Saints or Rams. Who you all got in the chat? And then depending on who they say, said Rams 30, Saints 20. And then obviously we know Goose is a Rams fan. Donald 3 sacks. That's a lot of sacks. Revenge game, of course. So the Saints are going to be motivated, right? So we'll have to see how that goes. Hopefully there's no big, fist fights or any craziness out there. But I'm excited. It's going to be great. And to be honest, if the Saints win the game, would I be shocked? No. If the Rams win, no. I mean, there's not really separating a lot of these two teams, and to be honest, these are 2 of the top 3 teams, in my opinion, or 2 of the top 4 in the NFC, and you could even say in the league, right? You got the New England Patriots and the Chiefs. No one else is close in the AFC, period. I mean, I'm sorry if you're a fan of one of those other teams in the AFC, but that's the bottom reality, right? If you're the Saints, the Rams, the Eagles, and the Cowboys, shit is looking good. I mean, you might be able to throw the Seahawks and the Packers and a few other Vikings, but as of right now, that's the top dogs. Rams, Saints, Eagles, Cowboys. That's where it's at right now. Prove me wrong. Show me the stats, but that's what I see when I'm watching the tape. Does Tyler Lockett bounce back from his lack of targets this last week? If he's healthy and he plays, he is a stardom type of guy, because you got to. I mean, who else does Russell have? You got Lockett. They didn't throw the ball a whole lot more. You got Metcalf. You got Carson, Chris Carson. You got Penny. You know what I mean? I think that they may lose that game in Pittsburgh, but, I mean, you should be able to get more targets with Lockett, and you might even be able to get a 30 or 40-yard bomb for a touchdown. So I think you can get some good stats with Lockett. So depending on who else that you have, if I had Lockett, and if you've done the reports and you've done your research, he's pretty much a stardom almost in every expert's opinion. So, based off the matchup, it's favorable. I mean, is there a chance that he has a shit game? Yeah. But like I said, with them being down more than likely in this game and having to come back, there's going to be opportunities for long throws. And who's his number one guy? Doug Baldwin's not there anymore. It's going to be Tyler Lockett. So I would start him. I love Tyler Lockett. Let's see here. Donald will have 1 tops if he even can get that. Calvin Griffin says he loves the Nyland Saints. He said, this ain't that Houston O-line. It says Saints, he's going to finna smoke the Rams. I can't wait to see what happens. Shark, Calvin Griffin says. What are your thoughts on Brissett, and do you think he can lead the Colts to the playoffs? I love Brissett. I think that he is an underdog. I think he's better than a game manager. I mean, obviously being a backup to Tom Brady and then getting thrown into the lineup from Andrew Luck. I like the Colts team overall in the AFC South with the most balance. I think they have the best coach. I think they have the best GM. I think they have the best O-lineman. I mean, so you got a lot of things going for you there. Marlon Mack is playing great. You just need to be able to get the wide receivers, Paris Campbell, T.Y. Hilton, Ebron, Doyle. You need to get everyone involved. But I do like the chances of them either winning the division or if the Texans win at 11-5, maybe getting into the wild card at 10-6. I don't think the Colts are going to have a bad team this year. They're going to compete every single week, and if they lose games, a lot of them are going to be 7 points or less. They're going to be in every single game based off the great coaching you have. So, like I said, if I had to put money on if they make the playoffs or not, I would lean more towards making the playoffs. Even if it's a wild card, I still think that they have a great shot. Love the Colts. You know what I mean? You just can't sleep on a quarterback that's not Andrew Luck. The thing about Brissett is that he's confident, right? He has good, pocket presence. He goes through his progressions, and he doesn't turn the ball over often, right? And they run a nice balanced offense. They're not too run-heavy or pass-heavy, and then they got a good O-line, great defense, great coaching. So I think that they'll be in the mix towards the end of the year, and I like them moving forward. All right, so let me check my fantasy. 6 teams? Caverlock, Jaguar, you got too many. Jesus. Also for my flex, do I go Duke Johnson, Tariq Cohen, Robbie, Fitz, or Sanu? Not Duke Johnson, not Tariq Cohen going against the Broncos. Robbie Anderson, I don't believe in him either because you got Simeon throwing, not Sam Darnold. Fitzgerald, Sanu. Oh, man, if you had someone a little bit better to work with. I mean, I don't really like any of those, to be very honest with you. I mean, that's kind of tough. Gosh, I mean, if I had to go with one of those, shit, I'd probably go Cohen because, I mean, I don't know if Montgomery is going to get the looks yet, and they seem like they're going to Cohen. They're going to, Mike Davis, and they're spreading that. They should be going to Montgomery heavy and then Cohen on third down, right? But Cohen gives you opportunities in running the ball and catching screen passes. Fitzgerald is a little older, but Kyler has no O-line. I believe they're playing Baltimore. So, what is it? T-Sizzle playing against his T-Sizzle's on the Cardinals playing his old team. I mean, I don't know. I mean, and then Mohamed Sanu is going to get some looks. That could be one, because you're going to have that matchup with the Eagles. And they're going to be heavily looking at Julio, Ridley. So Sanu could get a touchdown in that game and get overlooked. So if it was me, I would probably go Cohen or Sanu. I mean, those are the ones that I kind of like. I mean, could Fitz score? Of course. But I know Kyler doesn't have any fucking time out there. Matt Ryan will have time, with the Falcons, and they're going to be throwing the ball a lot in that game. And then Cohen going against that Bronco D is going to be tough. But, I mean, he could definitely get you points. So that would be my recommendation, either if you want to go for the Cohen or Sanu, or look to see who else is on the wire. There might be someone better that you put in there. But that's where I would go, Cohen or Sanu, and you can do your due diligence and research. Cohen's got a tough defensive matchup there, but he could probably give you 6 to 10 points with upside of maybe a little more if he scores. Sanu could get you 1 or 2 touchdowns, but it's crowded. There's a lot of people that are going to be getting targets out there, so it could be one of those games where Sanu gets 4 points, or he could end up scoring once or twice, or scoring once, or not at all, and getting 90 yards, and then having maybe a 9 or 10 point game. Kind of tough. But that would be my recommendation. Cohen, Tariq Cohen, or Sanu. I think that's a pretty favorable matchup. I wouldn't play any of the other guys, though, and that's my personal opinion. All right, let's see here. What do you think about the Jets quarterback, Trevor Siemian? I wouldn't play him. I wouldn't start any of the receivers that are out there. Jamison Crowder had 17 targets and shitload of grabs. I have him on my bench this week because I have better talent. I don't trust him, and I don't think they're going to win on Monday night. They might get blown out. I think Baker is going to be pissed. They're going to play better on the road. Everyone says they're a shit team. Odell with his Richard Millie watch, $350,000. They're going to be angry, and they're going to, I think, beat the brakes off the Jets. They have so many injuries. Sam Darnold not playing mono, right? Le'Veon Bell injured shoulder, right? C.J. Mosley out, I believe, or he may play, but he's banged up. Quinnen Williams up front, the draft pick from Bama, injured. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for the Browns to beat that ass. So I would stay away from a lot of the Jets players if you can. We have Le'Veon in our league, so we're kind of stuck. We have to play him. But that would be the only guy that I probably would play in that game is Le'Veon Bell on the Jets, and that's it, period. Someone's birthday today? Young Nola, 21. 21 Savage. Okay. Happy birthday, big dog. So hopefully you're hoping that the Saints can get a win for your birthday, so I feel you. Yeah, and the thing is like I said, it is going to come down to home field advantage. I still like the Saints as my favorite team, but they did show little glimpses of weakness, but then they showed a lot of heart and determination. You did see some weaknesses on the Rams defense also. Eagles were down and didn't look too great, but they found a way to come back and beat a team like the Redskins. So, all three teams, have issues. Like, not every team is going to be New England where they just come out the gates and stomp the shit out of you, right, like they did to Pittsburgh. But, all three are very, very strong. And I'll tell you what, the Dallas Cowboys are strong as well. So we're going to have to kind of wait and see what the power rankings as we keep moving forward in this NFL season. You have a double flex, so I'm starting Dak. I love Dak. Love him. He's playing great this season. Eckler. Carry on. Godwin is amazing. He got a shitload of points for me. Michael Thomas. Waller's great. See? Listen to your boy. You know what I'm talking about. Tyler Boyd, and it's PPR. Okay? I like your roster. Roster's fire. What league is this? Is this the league that we're in? Is this your team, or is this a different league? I like the team. Looks good. Dak, Eckler, carry on. Godwin, Michael Thomas, Waller, Tyler Boyd. It's a fucking fire team, man. That's like a team like I would draft. You got to have good balance, and you look for guys that are going to be up and coming. You get a jump on people. Godwin, up and coming. Tyler Boyd, up and coming, right? Waller, Tyrell Williams. And then the only one that you don't have on there that I love is Gallup. You know what I mean? But all the other guys you got in there. You got my three favorite. As far as lower name guys that'll put up number one numbers or higher. Godwin, better numbers than Mike Evans this year, more than likely. Tyrell Williams, you don't have AB anymore, so you should be able to dominate. Waller is going to get a lot of looks. If I had Waller or O.J. Howard, I'm going Waller. I did. O.J. Howard gave me a 0, so I was smart. Right? Tyler Boyd, even when A.J. Green comes back, Boyd is going to get targeted a lot. And yeah, I know they got John Ross, but I like Boyd more because he's that consistency guy. John Ross is kind of like that deep threat, kind of like that D-Jax. He'll have a couple games of 1 or 2 touchdowns, but then he'll maybe have a game of like 4 receptions for like 40. But Boyd will consistently have 6, 7, 8 grabs, maybe 70 yards or more, and I can take that. Yeah, you might lose some points with Ross and getting some big ones over the top, but then Tyler Boyd will have his 1 or 2 touchdown game, but instead of having 6 receptions, he might have 10, and then you really blow someone the fuck up, you know what I mean? And that's what you want to do in fantasy. So I like your team, Pierpont. It's fire. Let's see here. Jared Cook. Yeah, that would be a game where he might be able to get some looks. With Mixon, Thielen, Montgomery, Aaron Jones on the bench. Yeah, Mixon I wouldn't play. Thielen you could play, but with the other options you have, it's a little bit more favorable. Thielen could still score a touchdown or 2, but if you put him on your bench, you got good options there with Boyd and Tyrell and Godwin. It's money. Montgomery I don't trust just yet, and then Aaron Jones I have in my $1,200 money league, and I'm not sure if I trust him, but I only have AP to swap with him. So it's either Saquon and Aaron Jones or Saquon and AP. I'm not sure if AP can score on the Cowboys this week. And Aaron Jones, I'm not sure if he can score on the Vikings. He did last year, but this is this year. They didn't really give him a lot of looks when they played the Bears. So I don't know. It scares me a little bit, But your team looks nice. Hawkinson is nice too. Hawkinson and Waller are both guys that you can consistently start all year, and they're going to be able to give you good looks. I'm not sure who's going to be more consistent. My gut says Waller, week in and week out, but Hawkinson's going to have some big fucking games where he scores 1, 2, maybe even 3 touchdowns in a game. He's that talented. He's the next Gronk 2.0. By the end of the year, he'll be a top 7 tight end. Who knows? Maybe top 5. Maybe we're going to be saying, Travis Kelce, right? So bad it hurts Zach Ertz, Kittle, and then maybe Hawkinson will be 4th or 5th or 6th. It's possible. If you watch that first game that he played, he looked nice. Who you got winning Sunday night, the Battle of the Birds? Oh, no question. Eagles! Not even close. I think the Falcons will they'll throw the ball a lot. There's a lot of pressure on them, but I wasn't really impressed with them week 1. Eagles, have a lot of resiliency. They have a better overall roster, but I think the Eagles are going to find a way to get that one done. Even if the Falcons take an early lead, like 10-0 in the first quarter, second quarter, I still think the Eagles are going to win that. And that's my personal opinion. No bias, just straight facts and what I see on the tape and what I watch. Alexis says Rams all day. All right, let's take a quick look here. Revenge games, motivation, absolutely. Jags D-line is beast mode. The Jags defense overall is pretty beast mode. You know what I mean? I love Jalen Ramsey. He's one of my favorite players in the league. Shit talker, but he backs it up. They got a lot of talent there. But we're going to have to see how it looks as we, move forward week in and week out, especially when you have Gardner Minshew, at quarterback. So let me take a quick peek at the score. We got Washington State 14, Houston 14. What a fucking game. Let me get some water here real quick, and I'll start answering some more questions. So subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, donate to your boy if I'm worthy. I'm grinding. All right, let's take a quick look here. Saints by a field goal. Saints by a field goal. By the end of the week, the Bucs might be in second place. Shit. Who knows, man? I don't know. I'm still not sold on them, but I was really impressed on how they played. Saints be pretty high scoring on both sides, probably in the 30s. It could get into the 40s, but I would assume that it could get in the 30s. 30 points or more for both teams. It's going to be back and forth. Really, it's going to depend on that fourth quarter. But Goff at home is tough. I mean, as you guys know, it's really tough. It's going to be hard to win that game. And you know what I mean? And this is me not being biased. It's not like I'm a Rams fan or I'm a Saints fan. I give love where it's given, but there's not a whole lot separating both of these teams, really. I mean, it's a slim margin. You could even have the Eagles in that mix or the Cowboys too. Not a whole lot separating the top four in the NFC right now. That's big facts. You say Cowgirls are trash. They didn't play anyone. But did you watch the game? Yeah, the Giants aren't that good, right? But you could tell the Cowboys with Kellen Moore, he's the best OC right now in the NFL. And he's brand new. And you know what I mean? If you watch him, he runs pulls. He runs motion. The offense looks better. He's getting more guys involved. He's spreading the ball around. I'm just telling you that they already have a key, pieces to be able to be a good team in the NFL. Elite defense, check. Elite O-line, check. Elite running back in Zeke, check. Yum, 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 yum. He likes to eat. Dak is an above-average quarterback, and he looks great so far. I mean, you can hate on the Cowboys all you want, but I'll tell you what, if the Saints play the Cowboys in the playoffs, or if the Saints play the Eagles, or let's say the Cowboys play the Rams, if the Cowboys play anybody, you're not going to want to be that team that plays them. They're going to be able to do what they did week one to other teams, and I think that you guys are going to start to see that Dak has really taken his game to the next level. He's going to get paid, and this shitty Dak Prescott that the Cowboy haters want to say, he's not shitty. I mean, like I said, he's improved quite a bit. The relationship he's got with Gallup and training camp and the end of last season to this season, Gallup is a guy that you're going to want to grab in fantasy. He's going to be a guy that's going to get a lot of looks. He's got a good relationship there. Coop, you're going to be able to get Randall Cobb, Witten, all the guys, even Cobb and Witten as old men are still going to be able to get good stats with Kellen Moore and his play calling. When you have a great OC, it's going to open up the doors for more plays, more offense. And there were some throws where Dak threw it right in the breadbasket, right over Willie Mays style, you know what I mean, to Gallup and a few others like Cooper. You can't tell me that he hasn't improved, you know what I mean, from last year to this year. You could see it. He had a perfect quarterback rating. You haven't seen something like that since like the 1970s. He is legit, and I'm not a hater. I call it how I see it. The Cowboys are a good football team this year. They're better than last year. You can sense it. You can feel it. And you can have your Rams, and you can have your Eagles, and you can have your Saints. And if you want those top three ahead of the Dallas Cowboys for now, fine. But when the Dallas Cowboys start beating up some of the good teams and doing the same shit, then you got nothing to say. You know what I mean? Because I can tell Kellen Moore is running this team. You watched him at Boise State. You watched him as the backup QB to Dallas. He could be good enough to be the head coach if they fire Garrett. He's that fucking good. I'm telling you. I watched the team very closely, and I watched players very closely. They are better than people are expecting. Now, do I think the Cowboys are going to win the division? No. I think the Eagles are going to win it 11-5. But I definitely think if there's one team that's kind of standing out, right, that's not a divisional winner, Do I like the Cowboys better than the Seahawks? Yes. Do I like the Cowboys better than the Packers or Vikings right now? Yes. Do I like them better than anyone in the NFC South? But there's not going to be another team in the NFC South that makes it besides the Saints. They're going to go to the playoffs. The other 3 teams aren't. So there you go. I mean, it's going to either be Seahawks Cowboys or Packers Cowboys or Vikings Cowboys. I mean, it's going to be one of those teams that's going to get in. But I'm telling you, this year, with all the tape that I've watched, the Cowboys are not trash. You might have played a team that's going to be a bottom 6 team in the NFL, but they're better than you are giving them credit for. Big facts. I just watched the tape, and I know what I'm seeing. They're better. Hollywood Brown is projected for 7 points. Start him. I also got Lamar and Ingram. That's a lot of guys to have on one squad, playing. Let me take a look. So when I look at stats like this, Dev W10 Sixer, go Bolts. First off, let me say that for you. Okay. Let's take a quick look at the matchup. And so you got Hollywood Brown, you got Lamar, who's going to play great in Ingram. And let's take a look at the matchup. And let's see where. So you're at Ravens at home against the Cardinals. They have a booty defense. I do like that matchup. I like them maybe not getting 59 points like they did against the Dolphins, but T Sizzle's on the Cardinals. He's going to try to play well. Ravens are going to blow the Cardinals out. So I think that if you end up starting all 3, there's a good chance that Lamar dominates again. Ingram dominates. He might not score twice, but you could probably get 80 yards with him rushing or more, and a possible chance to score once or twice. And then Hollywood Brown, he's projected for 7 for 70 yards. But he has upside where he could score a touchdown or 2. So, I don't know who else you have in your lineup, but normally I don't like starting 3 guys out of 9 in fantasy all on the same team. But for this matchup, you might be able to make it work. And, Lamar's got to throw it to someone. Hollywood Brown is going to be one of those guys he's going to look at. So I say start them, all 3. Start them. Against the Cardinals, do it. Unless you got someone else at wide receiver that you like better, but I think you can make it work. I make 3 fantasy each year, and this may be the first time they all suck. Well, consult your boy. I can help you out. I'm in $1,200 money league. I helped my other buddy in a $500 money league. I got the one here on the YouTube league. Like I said, I have a certain method on how to draft. I have a method on watching tape. And if you think about it, if you're going to ask anyone for advice, who else better to ask than a psychopath that loves sports like me, that watches every single team, every single player, every single game, break down the tape? You're not going to get better advice than from here. You can listen to Fabiano and all the other guys on NFL Network or ESPN, and they can give you a gauge, right? But I'm not sure if they watch tape like I do for every single team, go to every single team's website every single day. I really go after it. So, you ask me, I'll help you. You know what I mean? Donate to your boy. Donations are accepted. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button, and I'll keep going over the questions. You got to get your lineup straight. It's important. Colts really can win their division. They can. I know some people don't want to hear that, because Andrew Luck is gone. But if you have a great GM, a great head coach, Ballard and Reich and Brissett I would take Brissett over Jameis Winston. I'm just saying. Jameis Winston has more of a natural arm, but he turns the ball over too much for me. He played great yesterday, but I don't want to re-sign him. Brissett's a Band-Aid, though. They're going to find someone better in a year or 2, right? But for now, it's a Band-Aid. And like I said, he could start Brissett probably on 7 to 8 NFL teams right now. There's a lot of quarterbacks that are out there, but even though he's not a big name, you don't need him to be great. You just need him not to turn the fucking ball over. Be a better... Oh, touchdown! Washington State Cougars. Wow. Great play. I can't wait to watch them in Autzen. I am so stoked. 4 racks I spent. That's a lot, huh? I had to get it at Ticketmaster, though. So the seats that I have, they're around the way the rows are situated. They're 3rd row seats. But I'm just going to sneak to the front on the rail like I always do. So I'll be in the front row, and then the security knows me. So I can just stand there the whole game, get on TV, get on the Duck Vision board, get in the highlight package on GoDucks.com on Twitter, and be a part of history, And that's a game where they could lose. So I'm super excited because anytime you play a top 25 and a top 25, you have a chance to lose, especially when that's the best matchup, with Autzen this year in Autzen. I can't wait. It's going to be super lit. I might even go to the home opener against Cal as well. Just depends on how much money I want to keep spending because I want to go to Tampa Bay and the Seahawks, and I can get tickets in the first 3 rows right by the tunnel, so I can shout at Levante David and Mike Evans and Godwin, maybe get a glove or maybe get some autographs. So I got a lot of money that I need to kind of start saving up for these special opportunities, but I'm going to make it happen. Yeah, I got Rams winning at home, and it's nothing. It's no disrespect against the Saints, and you got to understand. I love the Saints. You guys know me. I love the Saints. I give them so much credit. You know what I mean? But with this kind of game, if the game was in New Orleans, I would say the Saints. If the game's in LA, I'm going to go LA, and because I think it's even, but that home field advantage in Goff, I think it might be that little extra that they might be able to get out with Sean McVay there. But it's going to be one of the best matchups of the year. I can't wait. Wish the AFC was as competitive as the NFC. I agree. Falcons O-line sucks, he says. The Eagles going to get after that ass. I agree. Torrey Smith retired. I did see that. So do I think the Vikes did? I like the Vikings. For some reason, Marcus, maybe because Kirk Cousins used to be on the Redskins, he just hates Kirk Cousins. I don't. I mean, he's like an average quarterback that can play above average. Sometimes he plays shitty, but sometimes he plays good, right? But look at the weapons he has. Thielen, Diggs, Rudolph, Cook. The offensive line is pretty nice. Defense is nice, right? I like the Vikings. And to be honest, I got the Vikings winning the division. Marcus thinks I'm crazy. Whoa, Christy. Ooh, $19.99. Thank you so much for the donation. She's ready for the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Rams. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate you. That's one of the best Saints fans right there in the whole entire world. Christy, thank you. But I do like the Vikings a lot, and I'm going to keep scrolling down as I get caught up with everyone because I don't want to leave anyone out. But I do like them a lot. I think that they can win the division at 11-5. Packers are going to be right there with them, but they could probably go 10-6. But I think the Vikings have a more balanced team, even though the Green Bay defense looks improved. But I still like the Vikings overall as a balanced roster a little bit better. And if Dalvin Cook can stay fucking healthy, the whole year, that's what's going to give him the edge and win the division over the Green Bay Packers. And that's a big facts. Humberto, what up, bro? Niners. It's funny. I had a lot of people ask me, obviously me being a Niner fan as a boy growing up, that was a team that I rooted for a lot. And if I was going to choose a team that I would root for, if I wasn't a Bucs fan, it would be the Niners. And people were asking me how I think the Niners looked against the Bucs. I said, great. In the pigskin pick'em, I picked the Niners to beat the Bucs. They did, right? And it's not that I didn't have confidence in Jameis or the team. It's just I thought that the Niners have a better roster and a better team. And not a lot of people are giving Niners a chance to win in Cincinnati against the Bengals at home. But guess what? You heard it here first. I'm stamping it. The Niners are going to win on the road and start off 2-0. Kyle Shanahan is the man. I mean, the Bengals are playing hot. I liked how they played against the Seahawks, right? Tyler Boyd, John Ross, Dalton, who knows if Mixon or Bernard's going to play. But the Niners are that kind of sleeper team. It may not be this year they make the playoffs, but they're going to start to get better and better and better. I like what they have, and I like what they're building. San Francisco 49ers, look for them. They're starting to make some way. And if you start off 2-0, I mean, who would have thought the Niners would start off 2-0? I don't think a lot of people. So we'll see if they can make my prediction true and if they can get it done. What team do you think Minka is going to? That's crazy. They're dumping everyone on that team for the Dolphins. Shit, I would take him. I mean, it just depends on what team could use him and who could use that help. I mean, I hope it's not the Patriots. If you Patriots get Minka Fitzpatrick, this league is rigged. They're like AB, and then they get Minka also. So let's just cross our fingers and pray that Minka does not go to the Patriots. Gilmore and Minka, fucking A. That better not happen. I hope I didn't just jinx everything right there. But I don't know. I mean, it's a good question. I mean, Eagles, it just depends on who has money and who could really use an extra piece in the secondary. You know what I mean? The Panthers could use some help in the secondary. Eagles could use another body back there. I mean, almost any team could use another piece out there. Seahawks could really use him out there. It just depends on who wants to trade for him and who's a contender, or if it's going to be a mid-level team or just kind of a dumpster fire team. I'm not really sure. But I would assume that, it's probably going to be a playoff team that grabs him, more than likely. Eagles, he fits the defense perfectly, yeah. And the thing is he would. But I'm not sure if the Eagles have a shot. It said, give up a first for Minka. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you definitely can give up a first. You can give up a first and third for Minka and feel okay about it. I wouldn't say that about too many guys, but for Minka Fitzpatrick, I definitely could give a first and a third or a first and a fourth, and you could feel okay with it. Especially if you're a team that's in a Super Bowl run right now, you can get some good results from him. I like him a lot. It's a revenge game, but Saints had their chances in OT of that game, but this is a new year. Tony Grady, one of our best Raider fans, one of our best donators week to week. What's up, brother? Raiders. I know it's going to be a tough matchup with your Chiefs this week, Chiefs and Raiders, right? But with the Raiders, I like what they're doing. I like John Gruden. I like Tyrell Williams. I got Waller and Tyrell Williams on my $1,200 money league, so that should show you something that I believe in them. Carr's playing like the MVP Carr from a couple years ago. The defense is playing good. Abram obviously went down with the shoulder. That's sad. He's on IR, out for the year. But I still think that they're going to have a great team, a great season. They may not make the playoffs this year, but they can overachieve like the Niners and maybe get to 8-8. I love what they're doing. Tough game against the Chiefs. You're not going to win that game. But if you guys fight and give it your all, you're going to really raise a lot of eyebrows moving forward if you guys lose that game by like 10 points or 14 instead of losing by like 21 or more. That's really going to be a key in the game. And who knows what will happen. Raiders. Who should I start this week? Russell Wilson or Kirk Cousins? Carter Miller. Great question. That's who we had in our YouTube league. Russell Wilson and Kirk Cousins. Then we dropped Kirk, right? And then we got Stafford. But Stafford's playing against the Chargers. Cousins is on the road against the Packers. I don't like that matchup. I go Russell Wilson. Even though it's the points will probably be similar with Cousins and Wilson, they both underachieved. They both didn't really get their wide receivers involved as much as they should have in week one. But on the road, both teams are. It's going to be tough to get the win. Both teams will probably lose. Cousins will lose at the Green Bay Packers, more than likely to Rodgers. And Russell Wilson will probably lose to Big Ben on the road. But I think with the weapons and the game plan, you can go either way, but I think I trust Russell Wilson a little bit more, and you have less chances of interception, negative points with Russell Wilson. So I'd probably go Russell Wilson in that game. I'm not saying Kirk Cousins can't go off and throw 2 to Thielen and 1 to Diggs. It's possible. So that's something that you're going to have to look at. But I think they're projected for similar point totals, so you really can't lose either way. But if I had to go one, I'd probably go Russell. So in my league, Ross, Bernard, AP, Conley are free agents. Yeah, you got Sanu as your best flex. I would drop Sanu, right? And I would grab AP and John Ross. Or if Bernard, you got to wait and see if Bernard is starting or not. Because, if Bernard is starting, right, then you could have him in the flex. AP is going to be a starter probably almost the whole year, the rest of the way, right? So AP is going to be, probably projected for 6 to 10 points almost every week. Bernard will be good temporarily, if he starts this week. Ross will be a guy that you can have the rest of the year. So Ross or AP is someone that I would drop Sanu and get Ross or AP immediately. Immediately, like right now, I would grab Ross or AP, and then either one, you're going to get points out of. It just depends on if you need another running back. If you need wide receiver, then swap Sanu for Ross. You can go that route. But that's where I would go. AP or Ross, because Bernard's only going to be for a game or two, and who knows, Mixon might play. So you can grab Ross or AP and see what happens, but I think that's going to be your best bet. AP, John Ross, drop Sanu. That's what I would do. Brandon, love the channel, man. Yeah, and the thing is you'll get the Eagles fans and you'll get the Redskin fans and a lot of the haters. But like I said, I watch football deeper, I feel, than almost anybody out there. So when I call it how I see it, The haters can disagree. You played the Giants. They suck. Did you watch the throws? Did you watch the O-line? Did you watch the team run the plays and execute the pulling and, the different motions that they had? They're running a completely different offense this year, right? And watch. They did play the Giants in their booty. I get it. But when you start doing it against the good teams too, then what the fuck are you going to say? Nothing. You're not going to be able to say anything. The Cowboys are making the playoffs this season. I know it's early, but I have more confidence in them than I do with the Packers, than I do with the Seahawks, and there's nobody in the NFC South besides the Saints that's going to make the playoffs. So Packers, Vikings, or Seahawks, right? I definitely like the Cowboys better than any of those teams, and you can put them up there with the Eagles, right? You can put them up there with the Rams and the Saints. I mean, if you don't want to believe what I have to say or you think it's bullshit, watch the tape, and watch when they start playing better opponents. I mean, this team has a great shot to get 9, 10, 11 wins, just like the Eagles do in the NFC East. 9, 10, 11 wins. The winner of the division will be separated probably by one win. 11-5, 10-6. Just saying. But I'm impressed. I got Michael Gallup on my team for a reason. You see it. Godwin. I called it before the season started. Look what happened. Did they go to Mike Evans? No. They went to Godwin. He's breaking out. Tyler Boyd, I told you from last year, he was going to break out. He broke out, right? Gallup, Godwin, Tyrell Williams. You just got to not look at the big names. It's easy to go for Mike Evans and the Michael Thomases and the DeAndre Hopkins, right? But then you got to look at the lower names that are getting the targets, You got to look at that. It's important. That's how you win in fantasy. I mean, look at my fucking $1,200 money league. I mean, if I don't know how to draft and I don't know what I'm talking about, then how do I have the best roster in a $1,200 money league? Mahomes, Tyler Boyd, Tyrell Williams, Saquon, Aaron Jones, Waller, Gallup, Justin Tucker at kicker, and Chicago D. Tell me you have a team better than that. I doubt it. And I got Crowder on my bench, right? AP, and then I got O.J. Howard, which I can drop if I want, but I'm going to keep him because I'm not going to overreact. And I got Ronald Jones, who I can drop and get someone else. I can get Peyton Barber or another running back. That's the only spot I'm going to be moving around as the wire shifts. Defense, I need to find one. Ronald Jones gets shifted to a defense, to a kicker. I'm only going to be moving one spot. I only got 4 bench spots. Most of y'all got 7, right? So this is a different league where you got to use different strategy. You know what I mean? So I like having a running back at the flex. But if you had a roster like that where you got fucking Tyler Boyd, Tyrell Williams, and Gallup, the only one that could be better in those 3 is Godwin. But I didn't get a chance to get him because someone drafted him ahead of me. They're going to rock all year long. Big facts. Says, I think the Vikings got a good chance this year. I could be biased, but I was at the week 1 game versus the Falcons in the run game. Oh, yeah. Dalvin Cook, when he's healthy, is a top 12 running back in the league. Dalvin Cook, if he could play the whole season, right, could end up in top 8 fantasy points at the end of the year. He's very versatile. When he's healthy, the Vikings win. When he's not there, the Vikings lose. It's as simple as that. If you want to win the division, Dalvin Cook needs to play the whole year. Simple as that. Big facts. All right, we got Washington State 21, Houston 14, third quarter. Woo-hoo-hoo! I can't wait for Oregon and Washington State. And I hope that Washington State ends up being undefeated, like 6-0, and then the Ducks are 5-1 when they play, because then that'll be on ABC, 5 o'clock primetime, and then you're going to see your boy behind the Duck bench on TV, front row. Woo! I can't wait. Let's go. All right, my lineup: Rivers, Lamar, Saquon, Eckler, Julio, Allen, Cook, Bears D, Justin Tucker, 2 flexes, Hollywood Brown, and Mark Ingram. So you got Rivers and Lamar Jackson at your quarterbacks. So who are you starting in that game? Are you going to start Rivers on the road or Lamar Jackson? Because you're probably going to want to start Lamar Jackson in that game. Saquon and Eckler is perfect. Julio, Allen, Cook. What Allen are we talking about that you have? Comment below. Jared Cook at tight end. Keenan Allen? Oh, you're a Chargers fan. Duh. Keenan Allen. That's who you have. Touchdown. But there's a flag. So, yeah, the roster's nice. Bears D, Justin Tucker. You took kind of my because that's the thing. You always want to get the number 1 kicker or number 1 defense or number 2 kicker, number 1 defense. It gives you such a hell of a better chance to win your league when you do that. Hollywood Brown and Ingram. Yeah, your team is nice, man. I like it. You just got to decide on who you want to start. But I would go Lamar Jackson over Rivers just because the matchup's going to be better. Fun fact, Brissett has the lowest career interception percentage ever in the NFL with at least 500 throws. He's efficient. That's why I like him. And remember I told you when the whole Andrew Luck thing happened, you cried, you punched the wall, you threw your TV out the window. Lunar, and what did I tell you? I told you still can make the playoffs, right? I told you that it's more important to have an elite GM and an elite head coach than an elite quarterback. And it's showing that, even though Brissett's not as good as Andrew Luck, you can still win games. You should have won week 1. You just got, a little robbed there. You know what I mean? But they'll learn from that loss, right? But you easily could have won that game, and most people didn't have you even contending in that game. But I did. I know that your team is up there, As far as the pecking order, New England, Kansas City, and then after that, you'll have teams like the Chargers, the Colts and the Steelers battling it out for the rest of that, kind of positioning, right? Ravens might be up there as well, It's going to be fun. 285 and 3 TDs on Sunday. You might be able to say the same thing for Matt Ryan also. It's going to be a shootout, I believe. DC fan in Spokane said, where's a good sports bar to watch the game? Christy Rowe. Thank you for donating the $19.99. No donations on the board yet, and you just drop the mic with the $19.99. Thank you so much. That's better than the $9.99 donation fund to come to Nolans. At some point, I'm definitely going to come visit all the fans as much as I can, watch games with them, go to games with them. I mean, honestly, if I could just do that, like other people on Twitter that have said it, I just want to make videos, YouTube videos, and go to sports games. That's it. That's all I want to do. And vibe with the fans and hang out with the fans. That's all I want to do, period. That would be just the dream come true. You know what I mean? But, like I said, most people on Friday nights, they're drinking beer, they're doing drugs, they're smoking weed, they're partying, they're at the bar. Where am I at? I'm hanging out with y'all, you know what I mean? So, obviously, I hung out with my dad for 3 hours and watched the Dodgers and the Mets, and then as soon as I got home, I'm here. So, if that doesn't show dedication, I don't know what does, you know what I mean? This channel means everything to me. I'm the hardest working grinder on YouTube, period, especially when Sunday comes around and you guys see me do 3 hours in the chair, Pittsburgh Steelers, Seattle Seahawks, 3 hours in the chair, Rams and Saints, no breaks, and then another 3 hours in the chair with the Falcons and Eagles. Who the fuck does that on YouTube? Let me know. Nobody. And that's why we're growing the way that we are, and you guys are the best fan base, period. I appreciate you guys. My voice might start to go in that Eagles-Falcons game. I'm going to take some of the honeys, right? They work good. And some of the cough drops, I'm going to have to. But it's going to be fun. Your original tight end was Hunter Henry, but yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Saints or Rams, I mean, it's one of those questions. Like I said, the one thing that right now it kind of makes me lean, it's like you got two things. You got the motivation of getting ripped off last year and the passion and the energy and the revenge factor, for that way that game ended, right? Kind of unfairly. Then you get the Rams playing at home with something to prove, them being mad that they didn't win the Super Bowl, that what happened in the NFC Championship game, right? Is it sports karma? Could be. You know what I mean? I think karma's real. Maybe that with that play that happened, maybe that was like the sports gods. They're like, okay, we fucked up on the call. The Saints more than likely would have won that game if the call was called correctly, right? Regardless if you agree with it or not. The Saints were going to go to the Super Bowl. It should have been more than likely, the Chiefs and the Saints, the ratings would have been better. That's the Super Bowl that everyone wanted to see, regardless if you like the Chiefs or the Saints. We didn't get it, right? And the Rams didn't end up having a good performance. Gurley was injured, which was unfortunate. If he was healthy, they would have won the Super Bowl. And at the end of the day, Rams fans can talk shit to Saints fans. Saints fans can talk shit to the Rams fans. But at the end of the day, who the fuck won? The Patriots, right? There's no second place winner. It sucks, So, I mean, there's hate there and there's the rivalry there. But, I mean, you got to be proud of your team. Saints, Rams, Eagles, Cowboys. I mean, these teams actually have a shot to compete. Chiefs as well. Someone is going to be able to knock off this Patriot team. We saw the Eagles do it a couple years ago, and I called it. I told them that they were going to win big. They did, even with Foles. You know, they had the four horsemen. They had the better O-line, the better D-line, Philly. They made it happen. So it can happen. And that's ultimately what we want to see, right? Anyone but the Patriots, right? I mean, as much as you guys want to say you hate each other with the rivalries and whatnot, Cowboys, Eagles, right, whatever, Rams, Saints. I mean, anybody, we want someone new. NFL fans, you know you do. That's big facts. It's going to be dead even, though. Dead even. And the thing is, like I said, as of today, I'm kind of leaning towards the Rams for only one reason, home field. If it was in Nolans, I would say Nolans immediately. But, you know what I mean? It's like there were some shaky points, you know, on the defense against the Texans there. And they found a way to get the W, you know, with big nuts Lutz. You know what I mean? With that big kick, right? But the thing is the Rams offense is more potent than the Texans. So if they get down early, they might not be able to come back fully. Like if you get down 17-3, right? You might be able to, you know, tie it up or get close within 3. But the thing is the Rams are going to keep pouring it on. And another thing, Sheldon Rankins isn't playing yet. So that it kind of concerns me as well, too. But anything can happen in this game. It's going to be one of the best games of the year, so I can't wait. Big D. What up, dude? What'd it do? Houston or the Giants? Houston. Easy. I mean, if Daniel Jones was playing, it would be more sexy out there. Saquon will get his numbers, but definitely Texans. They could have won that game against the Eagles or any of the top-tier teams. Rams. Who knows? Who knows where he's going to go? It'll be crazy, though. He's going to be a big addition. Goff at home versus the Saints or Wentz on the road versus Atlanta. Well, I think both of those teams have a great shot to win. I like Goff at home, and I like Wentz on the road. I think the Eagles are going to beat Atlanta, right? And I think as of today, my mind may change tomorrow, but as of right now, the home field is really what's separating, because I don't have a bias towards one team or another. I call it how I see it. I was impressed with Goff and the Goffense. It started slow, but Todd Gurley looked better than I thought. Malcolm Brown, you know, ended up getting some nice looks. Kupp is healthy. You know, and it's going to be a shootout. 30 points or more for both teams. John Roberts. What'd it do? How are you? Hope things are good for you up there in Washington. David Frank says, good win for my Bucks. Chiefs Kingdom. Can you believe that? How the fuck did the Bucks win that game last night? With the live stream, I have no idea. That was crazy. But I feel bad because I really wanted the Panthers. I mean, I know it's weird for people to hear, you know, because I'm an NFC South guy, and, you know, I like to see the other teams in the NFC South succeed. I mean, the Falcons, I mean, I don't really have that much, you know, I don't really care about them as much, you know, with what they're doing. But with the Panthers and, you know, with the way that they play and the players they have, Spider Burns, Kuechly, you know, Run CMC, these are 3 of my favorite players in the league. You know what I mean? But Cam doesn't look right. His shoulder is fucked up. His ankle's fucked up. His throwing motion's fucked up. They are not making the playoffs. They don't look good. And it's sad. You know, I was really hoping that they were going to be able to have a good season this year. I mean, they might cap out at like 8-8, but it's not looking too hot. I mean, who knows what position they'll get in the NFC South when the year is over. I mean, the Bucks and the Falcons and the Panthers, I feel, are not very good. So we'll see how they beat each other up. But the Saints, the Island Saints, are definitely the best. They should go at least 11-5 and win that division easily. Big facts. Anti says, I'll go Wentz because I don't think Atlanta has much of a defense. Christy says, Orion, I'll give another $10 for Go Tigers. Joe Burrow, what you know about that, Christy? I don't even need the $10, but if you want to do it because you're such a kind-hearted person, you know I'll definitely accept it. LSU is one of those teams. I feel that they finally have a quarterback right now, right, that's not Zach Mettenberger. This guy actually could win the Heisman. It gives LSU a shot to make the playoff this season, right? So you got, ooh, what a run, go, 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 go. Wow, touchdown. Oh, there's a flag. Wow. But like I was saying, I just got distracted from the game. Sorry. But with LSU, you got Bama, you got Clemson, you got Georgia, you got Oklahoma, and you got Ohio State. So if Oklahoma or Ohio State fuck up in any way, LSU can join Georgia, Alabama, and Clemson. Big facts. And I want to see it. I root for LSU a lot. I watch a lot of LSU games. When people asked me if they were going to beat Texas, I said yes. The thing is Devin White, Honey Badger, Patrick Peterson, Greedy Williams, $9.99 for Christie. Go Tigers. But this is the year that you can actually feel confident in the team in LSU. And that's big facts. Because if you watch that game against Texas, it went back and forth. They got a better defense. They actually got a quarterback that can play. And I think they can hang with Georgia, Bama, Clemson. To me, Clemson doesn't look as good as last year. And that's big facts. Trevor Lawrence does not look as good as last year. Bama looks good, but there's holes. Georgia looks good. Oklahoma looks good for now, but their defense is still a little shaky, better than last year's. All right, and Ohio State looks good for now. We'll have to see as the year gets deeper if they play like Wisconsin next week, if they can beat them. But there's wiggle room. And if any of those teams fuck up, Ohio State, Oklahoma, don't be surprised if LSU goes far and maybe makes to the playoff this year. But Burrow, wow. I mean, to think that if he's front-running right now for the Heisman over Fromm on Georgia, Trevor Lawrence on Clemson, and Tua Tagovailoa, and Justin Herbert, I mean, think about that. Who would have thought Burrow would be the front-runner for the Heisman today? That's crazy. But I'm really happy for LSU. I like their team. I like their players. They got a chance, and they're exciting to watch football. I mean, the players they have are usually better on defense than offense, but also, too, you've had Jarvis Landry, you've had Odell Beckham, you've had plenty of guys come out of there, Fournette. So LSU, it's a beast. It's an NFL machine, and I love them. Shaquille O'Neal, we can go basketball, too. I know. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep scrolling down. Christy, thank you so much. I appreciate you, love. You are one of the most hardcore fans. And like I said, I always like seeing you in the chat. You always represent your Nyland Saints and your Tigers. Go Tigers. And it's great having you in here. And like I said, the donations are appreciated, whether it be random questions, random thoughts, fantasy advice. Thank you. I appreciate you. And you guys know I'm going to be working hard. You know what I mean? Friday night, most people are partying. I'm here with y'all because you guys are important to me, and I'm not going to miss time. As long as I'm not sick, as long as I don't have a family emergency, I'm going to be here. And like I said, I told you I'd be here every single Friday for the Northwest Sports Fanatics Fantasy Football Friday, and I keep my word as long as I am in good health. Believe that. All right, let's see here. We got Eagles, Falcons, usually close. Chiefs Kingdom. Argo says, Dak is not a playoff quarterback. Do you want to put money on it that the Cowboys don't go to the playoffs this year? I bet you they do. You got to look at their team. You guys got to stop being just a hater of them and watch them play football. That's what you want, as a fan. If you're a fan of the NFL, you watch them play football. They're going to the playoffs this season. And to be honest, I think they're going to be the most dangerous team that doesn't win the division this season out of any team in the AFC or NFC. If you play the Cowboys in the first round, you may lose. Big facts. I think that they are, as long as Dak doesn't get injured, or Zeke, or Cooper, or Michael Gallup or Van Der Esch, like the big name guys, DeMarcus Lawrence, as long as they don't have big significant injuries, right, then that's going to take them out. But if they're relatively healthy the whole year, they're going to be good. Kellen Moore is one of those guys, you may say it's only one game. Okay, we'll see. If anyone knows how to evaluate football, it's me. And I'm telling you right now, they are going to be a good football team this year, period. I see it. Elite defense, elite O-line, elite running back, above-average quarterback that's improved, and you have more depth this year. Randall Cobb, Witten, even though he's old as hell, he scored last week, right? He's not in the booth. Hooray, right? Cooper will get his stats, Coop, right? But Michael Gallup is going to be the big reason where they take that next step. He kind of reinvented himself. He's like Godwin, like Tyler Boyd. Avoid the Boyd. Tyrell Williams, guys that are lower name guys, maybe number 2 option guys that can turn into number 1 options or 1A, 1B with the other guy on the other side. I love them. And they're going to produce. You're going to have big stats all year with Michael Gallup, Godwin, Tyler Boyd, Tyrell Williams. Big facts. I wouldn't have them on my $1,200 money league team if I didn't believe in these kind of guys. Think about it. $1,200. That's a lot of fucking money. Redskins against Dallas. Who wins? Dallas. It's going to be tough because the Redskins are at home, but I think Dallas will find a way. And then, obviously, the Redskins are better than the Giants. So if the Dallas does the same shit that they did against the Redskins, then what are you going to say? You won't have anything to say because it'll be, just proven that my words are correct. Can the Redskins beat the Cowboys? Of course. Of course they can. They almost beat the Eagles, right? Who would have thought that? The Eagles, to me, are much better than the Redskins. So is Dallas. But when it's a rivalry game in the NFC East, right? That's the division I watch probably second closely or closest, right, to the NFC South. The NFC East. I love watching the NFC East. I follow every team very closely. Fun matchups. Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Redskins. Lots of history there. I'm watching all those teams all the time. But I like Dallas. Even on the road. Big facts. Mahomes, Zeke, Julio, Chicago D, Lutz. With the same format as you. Nice. I like that. See, and that's the thing. You got to have certain guys, but like I said, you end up getting a number 1 D, number 2 D, number 1, number 2, number 3 kicker. God, it pays dividends. When people have great kickers and great defense, when you have someone that shits the bed at running back or wide receiver, that's what bails you out. You know what I mean? Big facts. John Turner says, Captain Checkdown, Simeon. He said 1,000 PPR point day for Crowder. Well, if he can get him the ball. Robbie Anderson can't catch. Le'Veon's banged up. Montgomery might be able to get something there, but I don't trust Simeon at all. I really don't. I wouldn't play anybody on the Jets in fantasy, except it was maybe Le'Veon Bell if you're forced to. Christy says, going for the upset. Redskins. I think the only way the Redskins win the game is if AP scores. He's got to score at least once or twice. Maybe Chris Thompson could get in, but, they're going to have McLaurin. You're going to have to be able to score the football against that team. And I'm not sure how many points you're going to score against that Cowboy team. We'll see what the final score is going to be. But, Redskins, at home, they could get it done. But I believe that certain players are injured. Let me take a quick look. As far as I looked last time, let's see if Jordan Reed, I think he's out. So if Jordan Reed isn't playing, that's a big, big loss for them. And I'm pretty sure last time I checked, he was out. Let's take a look. Yep, he's out. So if he's not playing, that's definitely one weapon that they usually would go to against the Cowboys. So if he's not there, they're going to be really relying on those other pieces. They could get it done. But if I had to put money on it, I say Cowboys. I like their roster, and it shows, Kellen Moore can show how great of a, OC that he is, going into this season. Big facts. Kamara, Mahomes, Dalvin Cook, Ertz, Hopkins, Julio, Lutz, Dallas, defense. Nice. That's a good team. You know what I mean? The thing is, Kamara will be up and down from, game to game like Run CMC. Like some of the good running backs, elite running backs are going to go up and down. It's just kind of a battle of, the trenches. Sometimes when you play a good, D-line, like Run CMC did yesterday, you're not going to get the numbers like you did week 1 against the Rams. Dalvin Cook I like, Ertz. He has a chance to score once or twice this weekend. DeAndre Hopkins, the best wide receiver in the game. Julio's up there, top 4, so he could score also. Lutz can get you some points, and Dallas D, I love it. Great team. Fire team, actually. I don't know how the hell you constructed that. Is that a 10-man league team? Because I don't know how you get all those good players in a 12-man. You must be in a 10-man league. Keenan Allen, okay, I see you. Dev W106er. Big D, I got Redskins too. Wow, a lot of people. Well, I got Cowboys, so we'll see how it goes. Did you hear the Cowboys got a cornerback from the Dolphins? I forgot his name, but he's really good. Let's see here. Yeah, they're talking to the Dolphins. Yeah, Minka Fitzpatrick. I don't think that they've decided on where he's going yet. I haven't looked at my phone for any updates, but we'll be able to kind of see where he goes. Yeah, the Falcons-Eagles stream, that'll be fun. Eagles-Packers week 4, yeah, that'll be a good one for sure. Lots of offense in that game. And then I think, like I said, the Packers' defense is a little bit improved too. So that game could either be really high scoring or it could be a game kind of in the trenches. We'll have to kind of wait and see. Yeah, I cover the games. Time for a water break. Rest my voice. Washington State Cougars 21, Houston 14. 11 minutes left in the fourth. I got to have Washington State win, so that way when they play the Ducks in Autzen, they're undefeated. So that way it'll even mean more, and that'll be on ABC prime time, 5 o'clock, I'm hoping. All right, let's take a look. I'm scrolling down. I'm getting caught up. So I would say I want the Colts to get Minka, and I would do it makes sense at slot cornerback free safety. We have Kenny Moore and Hooker there. Yeah, but you never can not keep adding pieces to the roster. You know what I mean? If you have a guy like Minka Fitzpatrick and you can add him to the roster, I mean, he's going to make every other team better. It's just a matter of if you can afford him and the compensation. So is Tom Brady Jesus? I don't know, is he? I mean, that TB12 is looking pretty nice, huh? I mean, he might be able to convince Gronk to come out of retirement. I know I was reading he had a number of concussions, and he blacked out like 5 times, 9 surgeries, 20 concussions, 5 blackouts. Fucking A, man. I mean, I don't want Gronk to have CTE at 30, you know what I mean? But, we'll have to see how it goes with AB, but obviously they are the best team in the NFL right now. They don't really look like they have any weaknesses that I can see, but you have the Chiefs and a few other teams that we're going to try their best to knock them off. But until that happens, I mean, if you went through our power ranking video that we did, it was a good one, but we're going to have to see if anyone can dethrone Tom Brady. And then now they add AB to the mix. It's going to be tough. They looked very, very good week 1, the best out of any team so far, the New England Patriots. Yeah, we were talking a little bit about Minka. Surprising, but not surprising. Dolphins are just unloading all their talent, and they're tanking. And obviously I've heard a lot of things, they're talking about Tua to the Dolphins, and they're talking, Tagovailoa from Bama, and they're talking about Herbert to the Raiders, and, but what about Fromm? What about Jake Fromm going to the Dolphins number 1? I know no one's really talking about that. He fits their system a little bit better, and if they pick him number 1, it would be like Baker going 1. You wouldn't expect him to go there at number 1, but if he has a good rest of the year, don't be surprised if Jake Fromm goes number 1 to the Dolphins, if the Dolphins are the worst team in the league, which it looks like they are. Tigers, Christy says. Yeah, they're going to be exciting to watch. Joe Burrow, watch out. Finally have a QB. Is Tom Brady a god? He might be. Anti says he's a god at stealing playbooks. My starting lineup is now Brady, Stafford, Kamara, Johnson. See, I don't like David Johnson. I wouldn't have picked him, but, I mean, it is what it is. Juju, Lockett, O.J. Howard, Ross, and Ravens defense. So O.J. Howard you want to put on your bench. You want to be able to find someone better like Waller, from the Raiders. You need to find someone that's going to be more effective. Stafford put on your bench. So you have Brady starting, Kamara and David Johnson starting, good. Juju, Lockett starting, good. Ross at your flex, good. Ravens defense. O.J. Howard already played, right? So it's a 0. So I don't know if you kept him in there and you got a 0. But I would not start O.J. Howard really week in and week out. You might want to put him on the bench and keep him, but see if there's someone else that might be a little bit better. Big facts. I mean, I have O.J. Howard in my $1,200 money league, and I picked up Waller. And I didn't start O.J. Howard today or yesterday, and it helped me out. He got a 0. So Tom Brady, 42-year-old man who has the best coach in the league and arguably one of the best OCs in the league, too. Yeah, I need to get to NOLA. I need to. I want some of that gumbo. I love food. I watch Man vs. Food. I watch a lot of the cooking channel and the cooking shows. Gordon Ramsay. But I love Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Do you guys watch that? I love that show. I love where they go around the U.S. and try all the different foods. It just sucks because every time I'm not watching football, if I'm watching that, I get super hungry every time I watch it. But those shows are amazing. Casey Webb, Man vs. Food. It used to be Adam Richman. He's awesome. Seems like a guy I would love to have a beer with and just hang out and eat food with. And then obviously Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives is amazing. Guy Fieri. I know sometimes people think he's a dick. Raiders fan. Raiders. He seems like a cool guy to me. I mean, some people, think that he might be an asshole, because he's rich and whatnot. But I don't know. I'd hang out with him. I'd have a beer with him. Big facts. Christy, you're the best fan, and I appreciate that you love the channel and you love me. I love you back. I appreciate you and the donations and you always being in the chat, always watching the videos, always commenting on your Nyland Saints, and that's what it's about. We talk football here. And like I said, just because you're a female doesn't mean that you don't know football. Some of the people that I know that are girls know a lot. You know some. We got Jessica up in Alaska, Solstice Beat. She roots for the Seahawks. She knows football. I got a couple others around here in my hometown that know it too. You just never know. The influence that your father, grandpa, uncle, boyfriend, husband might have on you. And I love it. Should be more girls and more women that watch football. It's fantastic. We're spreading the game globally. It's great. It would be sick, but them boys won't make it to the championship. Well, I'm not saying they're making it to the Super Bowl or the NFC championship game, but I'm saying that they're going to go to the playoffs this season, barring any serious injury. John Turner says, stop hyping the Cowboys. They beat a Pop Warner team. Okay. But what happens when they end up playing? Let's look at their roster and let's actually go over let's go over their schedule real quick. So let me go over it. So we got Cowboys on the road at Redskins, and if they win that game, then what are you going to say? Then week 3, let's see who the Cowboys play at home against the Dolphins. That's a no-brainer. That's a win. So you can't say anything really there. Week 4, let's go to the next week. And week 4, let's see who they play. They play the Saints, right? So Cowboys play the Saints week 4, okay? Sunday Night Football. And you remember last time the Saints played the Cowboys, what happened? The Saints lost. So what happens if the Cowboys play the Saints again and win, right? Then what the fuck are you going to say? Are you going to say that they're a garbage team and they're not good? No, you're fucking not going to say that. You're going to say, damn, they're actually pretty good. So let's wait till week 4, and we'll see what happens. The Saints will more than likely have the huge advantage in the game. They're at home, but the Cowboys can play on the road, and if the Cowboys go into Nolans and win, I would not be shocked. There's not very many teams that can compete with the Saints in the Dome. Rams, Cowboys, Eagles, Chiefs, Patriots. That's probably it that can compete in the Dome. I'm not saying that they can win in the Dome, but compete in the Dome. So we'll see. You know what I mean? You can say all you want and be a hater, but once they stop playing the better teams, if they end up winning some of those games, you'll see. And even if they lose to the Saints, it doesn't matter. I still think that they're going to make the playoffs. That's my personal opinion. I like them a lot. They look great. Jorge Lopez. You always on grind mode, Matt. Dude, you know I am. I'm the hardest working guy on YouTube. Period. Bring the energy. I bring the fire. Right? I can do a live stream for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, no breaks, no eating, grinding with y'all, right? I can do it all day long. And then I can do games on Saturday for college football, and I can do it on Sunday, and I can do it on Monday, and I can do the reactions. I mean, there's nothing I can't do. If you love something, you're going to put in the effort and put in the time. And I think I've already proven to y'all, and with all the donations that I get almost daily on the videos that I do, people love me. I love you guys back. You recognize that I know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to be always right, but you can respect my opinion. And a lot of times I feel that I am right on a lot of things. Sometimes I'll be wrong, right? But no one grinds harder than me, period. And I appreciate that, Jorge. And I'm glad that you're in here. Love you, brother. Calvin says 12-man league. How the hell did you draft that type of team in a fucking 12-man league, Calvin? Did you get help from some of the kids? I know you haven't had the kids just yet. That's crazy. Great job if you drafted that team, bro. Amazing roster. Gronk shouldn't be allowed to come back. Way too many concussions. Reminds me of Westbrook at the end. He still wants to play, but it's too dangerous. Yeah, but if Tom comes to him and says, "Hey, we got AB, Bill's here, McDaniels wants you. Come back. We'll just sprinkle you in. You can be a decoy. Fuck it. You want to win another title? You really think that he's just going to say, fuck it, no? He'll probably come back. I mean, if his body feels healthy enough, he's got to get off that CBD shit because he won't pass a drug test. But once he gets off that, maybe week 10, week 12, it wouldn't shock me. And then if he doesn't come back this year, it might be next year, right? Who knows? It's possible. Obviously we don't want Gronk to come back because if Gronk comes back, that's another weapon for Tom. And, do we really want to see the Patriots win again Some of y'all do. If you're Patriot fans or big Tom Brady guys, I get it. Dynasty. I was a 49er guy when I was a kid. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, John Taylor, Roger Craig, Brent Jones, Dion, Ken Norton, Merton Hanks, right? Everyone has their favorites, but, I want somebody new. Somebody new. Not the Patriots, please, But we'll see. Mr. Cole, what's good, brother? How are you, man? Fromm is A.J. McCarron 2.0. I don't think so. I think Fromm is better than A.J. McCarron. We'll see, right? We'll see, Calvin, if Fromm goes number one. They surprise everyone. They can go Tua. They can go, a different player, Jerry Jeudy. I mean, you're going to go a quarterback at number one. And if it's not Herbert and it's not Tua, who's going number one? The sleeper pick. If the Dolphins are sitting there. And then Calvin will look back on this tape and be like, damn, O-Dog's got ESP. He's a time traveler. He's like those guys on YouTube with those time traveling videos. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. You'll never know. Atlanta, KC has some of the best food in America. I know. I love Nashville hot chicken. And like I said, there's a place called Sisters and Brothers up in Seattle when I went to go see the Seahawks and Broncos preseason, and then Mariners and Rays for Edgar Martinez bobblehead day. And I'm telling you, it was the best chicken I have ever fucking had and the best meal of my life. No joke. And it was on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives with Guy Fieri. He gave it 2 thumbs up. I went there as like a dive place. Amazing. And they have this macaroni and cheese with bacon. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, every time I go to Seattle, I'm going there now. Whoa. Big hurdle. Cougars from Washington State, 21. Houston, 17. I'm not sure if you guys are just chilling at the house, but turn on your TV if you want to watch some good football go down to the wire on ESPN. Your boy's watching. Goose, he said, did he say who he has, the Rams or the Saints? As of right now, I feel the Rams have the edge at home. What I feel tomorrow might be different, but just my vibe and my feeling, if the game was in New Orleans, I would say Saints because of the dome. If the game is in L.A., I'm going to say L.A. because I don't really see a big difference in these two teams. That's very, very close. And if the Saints win on the road, right, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams ended up going in the NFC Championship game and playing against the Saints in the dome and they win. I wouldn't be surprised. There is not a lot separating these two teams, period. Christy says, love the show. Tried some of those amazing food trucks in Maui. Met him while I was there. Delish. Wow, you did? I'm jelly. That's crazy. I'm jealous. But yeah, Man vs. Food, amazing show. I can watch that all day long. I got shows on my DVR. Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, amazing show. Amazing. I don't know if you guys like food, but that's the one thing like sports that I love, food, because it brings people together. And bottom line, people want to be racist. People want to be haters. You know what I mean? We have plenty of this hate in America. Sports and food bring people together, and I love that. You know what I mean? And hopefully one day I can travel, meet y'all, eat some food. You can show me around, get some gumbo. I'm ready. I'm ready to come out. Just depends on the money. Carter Miller, my starting lineup. Russell Wilson, Zeke, Mack. Marlon Mack is fire. Julio, Diggs, Delaney Walker, Fournette, Packers, and Crosby. See, you could upgrade Delaney Walker. Fournette, it's kind of shaky to me. I'm not sure if I'd have him in your flex. There might be someone better. Packers D at home against Vikings. You might not get a lot of points there if the Vikings score. So Packers D, Fournette and Walker, kind of shaky. I mean, they're pretty good options, but you could have better. But Russ, Zeke, Mack, Julio, Diggs is nice. But Russell Wilson is going to, we don't really know what we're going to get. I have him in our YouTube league. I have Russell Wilson also. So I have some of the same players on my team but with Russell Wilson, but I don't know what he's going to do at Pittsburgh. It might be a long day. Pittsburgh more than likely is going to win that game. But maybe Wilson will be behind the whole game and he'll throw the ball more. So that might be in our benefit for fantasy. If the Eagles trade for Minka Fitzpatrick, do you think they can win the entire NFC? Yeah, it's possible. Well, like I said, my 4 best teams in the NFC right now are in no particular order: Saints, Rams, Eagles, Cowboys. If you want me to go top 3, then I'll go Saints, Rams, Eagles, with the Cowboys on the outside looking in but getting better, right? And I feel that the Eagles could play any team: Rams, Saints, Chiefs, Patriots, and they can hang. And I've told you guys that from the beginning of the year. Eagles fans love me because I call it how I see it, but so do other fans as well. I mean, if I think a team is not wheelchair Wentz and you're going to say all this bullshit, you saw what D-Jax could do first game. The chemistry is there. They got a good roster around Carson Wentz. He's going to stay healthy. He's going to have an MVP-ish kind of year. I think that they can win the NFC without Minka. I think they have a great shot to make the NFC Championship game. And in reality, it's probably going to be the Eagles versus the Rams or the Saints in the NFC Championship game. It could be Rams and Saints, but something tells me it might be Saints, Rams, one of those 2 teams playing against the Eagles. That's kind of the vibe that I get. But you never know. Yeah, Christy, I know you know football. Started young as a pee-wee cheerleader. I love it. You know what I mean? Got to get the younger kids, the girls, the wives, the girlfriends, the grandma, anyone that watches football. Everyone is welcome here. You know what I mean? Football's for everybody, especially if you're a fanatic. Love your team. Never give up on the team either, unless you're like me with Jameis Winston. Really? So Cowgirls not beating us again. Right, but if the defense comes, really stout and they have an elite defense, right? I mean, you would hope that you would be able to get it done in the Dome again, but I think the Cowboys are better than the Texans, and the Texans almost beat you guys. So, you really are going to have to get AK-41 going early and often, because if you guys don't get them involved, Michael Thomas might not be able to bail you out, or Big Nuts Lutz might not be able to bail you guys out. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I know that everyone was shocked last year when the Cowboys won. No one thought that would happen. So we'll have to see what happens this year, in this matchup. But either team that ended up winning that particular matchup, Cowboys on the road or Saints in the Dome, I wouldn't be surprised, because those are the 4 best teams, 2 of the 4 best teams in the NFC. Elite defense, elite O-line, Zeke, above average quarterback in Dak, more weapons this year. Randall Cobb, Witten, Jarwin's better, Cooper, Gallup has taken the next step, right? And you got another guy, on the rookie, to be able to get in there as well at running back, to be able to give you a little bit more depth. So, I mean, we'll see. I'm excited, though. We're going to have a great year in football. That's big facts.
Get 60% off any pair of glasses, no exclusions. Really, VisionWorks. See the difference.
The light beer you've been waiting for.
D Productions. What to do? So you just got off work. Predictions for Saints and Rams. Whew, like I've been talking about it all stream. I mean, like I said, right now I got my hunch. I'm not saying I'm putting all my money on it, right? But I kind of have a hunch that the Rams are going to win at home. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Saints get the business done and get it taken care of. But I just think the Rams at home, it's going to be hard to win there. You know what I mean? Goff and the Goffense, Sean McVay and, his strategies and his play calling, Wade Phillips, Aaron Donald. You know what I mean? There's holes for both teams. Both teams gave up points and almost lost. Panthers, tried to come back in week 1, but the Rams pretty much had controlled Corey Littleton that whole game. Saints, were down. They found a way to be resilient and come back. And they're going to, play for passion and play for revenge. So, I mean, you're going to have the revenge factor for the Saints and home field advantage for the Rams. So we'll see how it goes. But, I mean, if the Saints were in the Dome, I go Saints. If the Rams are at home, it's kind of like the Rams. So they're playing in L.A., so right now, as of tonight, I'm going Rams, but that might change tomorrow. I'll have to kind of see if on the injury report and see my vibe and what I feel now at that particular time. Mahomes, James White, Justin Jackson, Devontae Adams, Cooper, Ertz, Boyd, Bears, D, Tucker are my starters. So right there, James White I wouldn't start. Justin Jackson I wouldn't start. That's too risky. You know what I mean? You don't know what James White's going to get looks or not. Justin Jackson's a backup. You don't want him starting. You know what I mean? Mahomes, Devontae Adams, Cooper's good. Ertz is good. Boyd as the flex is good. Bears D is good. Tucker is good. So all your pieces are good except James White and Justin Jackson. I mean, you might get away with James White, but you need better running backs, my guy. You know, you need most wanted. You need better running backs. You might need to trade, Devontae Adams, Cooper, or Boyd. Trade one of those guys to get a good running back, you know. Because you can go Boyd and Amari Cooper, trade Devontae Adams for like a Zeke or something, or like a better running back, like a top-end running back for Devontae Adams. If you can get someone like that, or maybe Devontae Adams for Dalvin Cook, something like that, then that'll look a little bit better in your roster. But that's why you're losing, because you're not getting enough points out of your running back position. James White and Justin Jackson, that's not enough points, you know. If you had James White and Eckler, then that looks a lot better. But even James White, I mean, you don't really want to have Patriot running backs typically because they move around a lot. So.
As a receiver, you can't hold on to the ball when someone places their hat on it like that. That's a textbook play. That's as good as you can draw it up right there. So the big hit, there was no question whatsoever that the ball.
Rivers, Jordan Reed, Hollywood Brown, Chargers D, Adam Humphries, Deion Lewis is on your bench. Hollywood Brown, you could put, and let me look at who do you have here, boys. Deion Lewis. You just need some better running backs, my guy. You need to make a trade. You know what I'm saying? Drop Adam Humphries. He doesn't deserve to be on the team. Drop Reed. You don't need him on your team. You keep Rivers, Hollywood Brown, Chargers D, and then drop the rest of those guys and find another running back. You know what I mean? You don't need Jordan Reed. You don't need Humphries. You don't need really Deion Lewis. I mean, you need to get better players, and you could even drop Justin Jackson. You just need to be able to get better running backs. You know, I can help you find some if you let me know what's going on there. Mother cluckers. Nola. She said, say Nola, you got another donation, my friend. Nola, 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 Nola. Nola. Thank you, Christine. Love you. Let's see here. Goose. So thanks, bro. I appreciate what you and Marcus do. We'll always tune in when I can. I appreciate that. Man vs. Food was the show. The Big Pie in the Sky Challenge. I need a partner in crime. Shit, man. If I ever come out, that way. He's come out to the Northwest area, but I love Man vs. Food. Like Adam Richmond, I used to watch that religiously, and now it's Casey Webb, and I like both of them. They both have great personalities. They're fun, energetic. They just have a good host vibe about them, and it's entertaining. And then the food portions are insane. Like that's almost a dream come true. If you could do like food reviews, right, and have a food show, and they're just recording you eat food and do challenges. I mean, does it get better than that? Eating delicious food across the country and getting recorded and paid for it? Fucking A. Christy Rao with another donation. Thank you, girly. Appreciate you. You're the best. Thank you so much. Love you. Appreciate you. Me and the wife love diners, drive-ins, and diamond. Guy Fieri. Yeah, absolutely. You're not going to be on for a minute because I'm going to L.A. to bid on a roof of the new Rams home, so I'll miss this. I'm leaving on the 7th of October. Whoa, that's okay. Well, I'll miss you, Mr. Cole and your wife, you know what I mean? But I'll hold down the Chiefs and the Cowboys down and, see what goes on. And like I said, you can always, try to tune in as much as you can. And then when you get back, I'll be here. I ain't going nowhere. But that's crazy. Bid on the roof of the new Rams. So, I mean, because you're in construction, you do a lot of the NFL stadiums. So that'll be interesting to see on what happens. But I wish you safe travels for you and the wifey. And hopefully you come back safe. And we can talk football when you get back. Big facts. Let's say you're starting Delaney because your other tight end is Ebron, not Enron, I would assume, because you're spell check. Sharing time with Doyle. My other options are Flexer, Fitzgerald, Marvin Jones, Lockett, and McCoy. I obviously would go Lockett for your flex. Lockett would be perfect. Lockett could be your starting wide receiver. Carter. You know what I mean? I would have him in your lineup, Tyler Lockett. But yeah, Ebron and Doyle, I don't like too much with them splitting time. I guess, yeah, Delaney Walker, you could go there. He's just getting kind of older. Chrissy says, no buts, Orion. We got this, baby. She said, who motherfucking that? Saints. Oh, J.J. Trilla. Dallas is the greatest franchise on the fucking planet. I love it. Fans of all different teams. I love it, JJ. JJ, I was tell people I'm not a Cowboys fan. I don't have any affiliation, right? But a lot of the people, whether you be Redskin fan, Eagles fan, Saints fans, Rams fans, NFC fans that just hate on the Cowboys, I told them, JJ, that the Cowboys are going to the playoffs this year. They look great under Kellen Moore. They said, they beat a shitty Giants team. I said, okay, well, let's see as the schedule goes on, once they start playing the good teams when they do it. You can tell Kellen Moore has made this team better. Dak has gotten better. You got Randall Cobb, Witten, Jarwin got better. Michael Gallup got a hell of a lot better. You got Cooper, elite defense, elite O-line, Zeke. Tell me why this team is not going to the playoffs. They're going. It's going to happen. I don't know how far they're going to go, but they're going. Says, I'm out, Ryan. I have to work tomorrow. Good stream, man. Thanks for the advice. I got you in fantasy, Anti. No problem. Legion of Zoom. I can't wait. I just, Mr. Cole, it sucks because I want to stream the Rams and the Saints and the Chiefs and the Raiders. I wish I had multiple TVs to do the Rams and the Saints. And the live, because I'm going to do Steelers and Seahawks live in the morning, and then I'll do Rams and Saints live, and then Eagles and Falcons live. So pray for my body and my mind. 9 hours straight in the chair is going to be tough, but I'll do a reaction to the Chiefs and Raiders, but I'm going to have that game recorded on my DVR, and you better believe I'm going to stay up super late and watch that in very good detail, because I love the Chiefs, and I want to be able to watch them this year. They have a legitimate shot of knocking off New England this season, and that's big facts. Saints always start slow by week 3 before they turn it up. Last year, Dallas did good trying to take away Thomas and did a decent job doing it. Right, and also, too, they won. I mean, let's just give credit where credit's due. The Saints had a great year. The Cowboys had a great year. No one thought Dallas was going to go into Nolans, right, that late in the season and win. It was shocking. Shocking, all right? So it's okay to give credit to a team that maybe you don't like, but they played good. They had a good game plan. They took away your weapons like New England does, and they found a way to win. We'll see what happens this time around in week 4, right? Big facts. Samuel J., what to do, my guy? He said Herbert got hurt today. Truth to this? I haven't heard anything on Herbert like that today, so I'm not sure. I can always check some of the information I have on Twitter and whatnot, but no, I have not had anybody call me or talk to me. But again, I was at my dad's watching the Dodgers playing, so I didn't get to go over a lot of things because I was watching Syndergaard versus Clayton Kershaw in that matchup. But I haven't heard anything. I can look on my feed to see if there's anything, but I hope he's not hurt. I mean, timeline for the game for tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. What did you hear that he got hurt, and how bad was it? I hope he didn't get hurt. Now I got to go to all my Ducks information and stuff, but I'll go do that later. But I don't think he did. I think he's okay. It said, get McCoy from the Chiefs. He's going to do big things this year. Yeah, you can already tell. Shady's amazing. You know what I mean? His revitalized and rejuvenated his career. Do you think Rondale Moore would make it as a pro? I need more tape. I need to watch, more. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that certain players, even guys like, Joe Burrow, you know what I mean? He's in that position right now at LSU, but I need to see more tape. You know what I mean? I need to be able to kind of evaluate more tape on a lot of guys. Rondale Moore. There's a lot of other guys that I want to see. Laviska Shenault, on Colorado, top 3 wide receiver. Judy. There's certain guys are going to dominate, but then there's other guys it might take a little while. But I need more tape. And there's just, that's just normal, you know. You got to see more of certain players. So it's tough to say right now. Yeah, just check in anytime that you can. I don't know if you have a laptop or your phone, but you can always hop in the chat from your phone or on your laptop if anything you know have with you. Yeah, we got Washington State 31, Houston 17. So my dream of Washington State staying undefeated, hopefully by the time they play Oregon, right? I got front row seats at Autzen, behind the duck bench, Oregon Ducks, right? Versus Washington State, the best opponent that Autzen is going to be able to host. I am so excited. I had to drop 4 racks on that too. But I got really good seats, so I'm excited. It's going to be fucking lit. And they have a shot to lose, which makes it fun. Ooh. Oh, fumble. Yeah, the offense was crisp. I mean, I was there. I was front row last week. I got on TV. I got on the Duck Vision. I got Pac-12 Network to take pictures of me. I got in their highlight package. It was lit. And I got to take my friend that, lost his kid and then got the car accident, went homeless, got a pacemaker put in. I got to take him and his brother to their very first Duck games. Front row. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Bought him a Herbert jersey. You know what I mean? I gave him the VIP treatment. It was a $500, $600, $700 trip, to take 2 brothers to their first game. But I know I made them, excited, and it changed their lives. Go, go, go. And, when you can do nice things and give back to people, there's not a better feeling than that. Period. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Ryan, what do you think the Panthers should do about Cam Newton-Ron losing his last 10 games in North, calling a Wildcat play? Yeah, that was crazy. GG last night. The thing is they didn't have Cam do the sneak because he's injured, right? And they didn't want his shoulder to get fucked up by Vita Vea or Sue. They didn't want him to get injured, and he can't run. His arm looks fucked up. Norv did a horrible job calling plays. Ron is probably going to lose his job. I'm just being real, and being honest. And it's frustrating because I wanted you guys to make the playoffs this year. If I couldn't make the playoffs, I was really genuinely rooting for the Panthers to make a wild card spot or at least compete with the Cowboys, the Seahawks, and the Vikings or Packers. But when you start 0-2 and you play like that, I mean, you can tell he is not right. Norv is not doing a good job. Ron Rivera's not doing a good job. Cam is injured. It's fucking rough, you know what I mean? There's no excuse, you know what I mean? The play calling should have been better. You didn't get Run CMC involved. Yeah, you got to give the Bucs some credit. They did overachieve and play good. Jameis played good. Godwin played out of his mind. But, I mean, you guys easily could have won that game. It's just Cam is not right, and I'm not sure if he'll ever be right again. I mean, this might be the point where, he might have peaked already, and it's not rust. You can tell it's his shoulder and his ankle. I don't know if he's got it, and I hate to say that, but I mean, it might be one of those things that he might not ever be the same quarterback that he was a year or two ago, but we'll see. I'm hoping, praying for him that he gets better because I like it when he's healthy because then it makes the NFC South stronger and the NFC stronger as a whole when Cam is healthy. So. Thanks, John. I appreciate that. It was such a sweet feeling, to be able to give back, though. But just to see the excitement in their faces, like my one buddy, Rizzo, he said he couldn't sleep for like a week because he was so juiced because he knew I was going to let him wear the gloves. I let him wear one of my extra chains. I let him wear my Ducks hat, my Black Mamba Ducks jersey. You know what I mean? I pretty much just dressed him and got him in the front row, and we got on TV. I recorded the game, and we were on there. I got in the highlight package. It was amazing. Here, I can show you guys. See if I can get it to come up here. All right, one sec here. Can you guys see that? Does it get any better than that? You know what I'm saying? Does it really get any better than that? Front row, 2 brothers. You know what I mean? I don't know if it gets any better than that. And then, yeah, I don't think you can see that portion. That the glare is too bright on that. And then you can see your boy. I don't know if you can see that with the glare, but your boy, front row. Yeah, but anytime I can give back, it always makes me feel good. You know what I mean? If you can give back and make a difference in someone's life, someone that was homeless, someone that had a pacemaker put in, someone that got in a car accident, someone that shouldn't walk or talk again, someone that lost their kid, to SIDS after a month. I mean, firstborn son. There's no amount of money that can bring a child back or that can take those things back that happened to him. But I know that we're tight and that I made a difference in him and his stepbrother. His stepbrother lives down the road from me. He lives in Vancouver, which is about 45 minutes to an hour away. So I kind of had to drive and pick him up and take him home and go through the whole 9 yards. But I mean, I bought him the ice stickers. I bought him a jersey, got him an Otson dog, beers, you know what I mean? So I made sure that it was really special for both of them. And like I said, the amount of money that I spent doesn't matter. It's just being a good friend and being able to give them an experience that they would never be able to get with anyone else. Really, that's what it's about, and I appreciate you guys recognizing that. And like I said, I hope I can be able to do that again for other people too. As we're moving forward. And since I did get these tickets to this Washington State game, since I took him once, I might surprise him and take him again. So, I haven't told him yet that I have the tickets and stuff because I bought them today, but I might wait a little while and see how he's doing and then maybe just surprise him and take him again. And then you guys will see us on TV, hopefully on primetime. We're in the front row if they play on primetime on ABC in mid-October. So I'm excited. Colin Johnson or T. Higgins? Gosh, I don't know. Man. I mean, it's too early right now. I mean, even with the draft evaluation, even if you go for guys, Calvin, like Tua, Herbert, Fromm, and all the rest, I mean, even when you go like Jerry Jeudy and Laviska Shenault, and you know what I mean? I need to see more tape. We're still early because even guys like Trevor Lawrence don't look as good as last year. Even though he could win the championship this year, win the championship next year, have 3 championships in a row, be the greatest college football player of all time, and then be first pick in the draft and be amazing. But I need to see a little bit more tape, of everyone before I really get my evaluations down. I need to, because I watch a lot of college football and a lot of tape. So, Samuel J. I mean, you know better than me. I mean, are you fed up with Norv and Ron and Cam? I mean. The thing is like Cam's a franchise guy. Riverboat Ron has been there. Norv did a shitty job, man. You know what I mean? But then there's been other times where he's creative and gets Run CMC open. But the thing is that really what I think it is your O-line and your secondary are booty. Can we come to an agreement with that? Cam is injured. Ron is still good enough to be there. Norv is good enough still to be there. People can talk shit and say, fire Ron, fire Norv. I say keep them both. Cam, you might have to move on from him at some point. I don't know when. But your O-line and your secondary are bootios. And you need to get them better. Because if your O-line and your secondary were better, you would have won last night. So that's just my personal opinion. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. It depends on management and what they want to do. Yeah, bad execution of plays. But then also Tampa overachieved. With Barrett, 3 sacks in like 7 minutes. They didn't make the proper adjustments. You know what I mean? And it happens sometimes, if you have a weakness and they take advantage of that. Yeah, exactly. With head coach and OC. I mean, that's why you got to stay with Riverboat Ron and Norv. And you might be able to move on from Cam. I mean, you got, Greer. But, I mean, he's not going to be good enough to keep you guys relevant. I mean, you need to get somebody better. So, I mean, if you guys have a bad year and you guys end up winning like 5-6 games, maybe it's a blessing. Would they have the balls to move on from Cam like right now, like after this season, and they pick Justin Herbert, or Fromm, or if they, Tua Tagovailoa, or you know what I mean? Like, would they be that ballsy to move on? Because your O-line still needs a lot of help. So I don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine. I mean, we'll see where it goes, but you may want to start reevaluating Cam. I mean, if he plays injured and he gets healthy and he still can't run, can't throw, I mean, how long do you want to deal with that? It's tough because I know how much you love your team and you love the Panthers, you know. But at some point, you might have to move on from Riverboat Ron, Norv, and Cam, and then beef up the O-line in the secondary. But, I mean, that's a lot to do. Fire your head coach, fire your OC, fire your head quarterback, and Cam, and get new O-line and secondary. I mean, that sounds like a 8-year process. I don't know if the fucking Panthers fans have 8 years to be that patient, you know? So, I don't know. Next game, NOLA, baby. Be hungry. That bowl of gumbo, Christy says. Yeah, I love the gumbo. I'd love to have some. Yeah, karma's good. You know what I mean? I'll tell you what, though. I've never seen someone smile and get into it. And both of the brothers are very quiet and reserved. So to see them, you know, oh, and just, you know, get loose and cheer, God, it made me smile. And then I told them we had a 5 to 10% chance to get on TV. And we got on TV once or twice. We got on Duck Vision like 4 times on the billboard on the screen. You know, got pictures taken of us in Pac-12 magazine and Pac-12 network. And I even got on the highlight reel on Twitter for GoDucks.com where they do a recap of the game that's like a minute and 15 seconds of like all the highlights of the game. And they show the fans. And they show me and my buddy Rizzo in the front row for like 3 seconds in this minute 15 clip on Twitter. Amazing. I have it like saved on my phone. I've been to games since I was in my teens, and I've never gotten on the highlight reel before, so that was the first time. But when you're front row, wearing chains, both of us, and I got the gloves on, I mean, of course, I knew I had a good shot, and they were, you know, on us. The cameramen were on us all game, so awesome feeling. You know what I mean? I definitely made a difference in his life, and if I take him again to Washington State, can you imagine what his reaction is going to be? I mean, and I don't even ask anybody to pay me back ever. You know what I mean? Like if I spend $400 or $500, I don't tell them to pay me back for the food. It's all on me. You know, I pay for the parking. I pay for the gas. I bought him a $100 Justin Herbert jersey. I told him it's on me because, I mean, it's about the experience. You know what I mean? Money doesn't matter to me. It's about being there for friends and the experiences that you can have and memories you can build together. And especially if you go with me to a game, we're going close. We're going to be front row. I'm going to be in it, and I'm going to be loving it. And then getting on TV is just a bonus. So, but, you know, making people's dreams come true, it makes me happy, you know. Rivera should have been the DC the whole time. Yeah, but, I mean, who would they have at head coach? I mean, trade McCaffrey and Kuechly for 35 first-round picks. Yeah, they need more than that. But your Bucks are a beast team. Y'all got mad playmakers. Yeah, we need a new quarterback. That's true. But I fear if Jameis keeps having a few more games like yesterday, they're going to re-sign him. You give him 5 more games like that this season, and they go like 7-9, 8-8, they're going to fucking re-sign him, and I don't want them to do that. You know what I mean? But it's out of my hands. You know, they need better O-line play. Devin White, my rookie, fucked his knee up. So hopefully he's okay. He's not out for the year, but I do have some ballas. I do have some gamers out there, but, you know, I need more. Yeah, Norv and Ron aren't the worst. Yeah, Cam is a monster when healthy, but I don't know if he can get there. I mean, like I said, I mean, the ankle and the arm and the shoulders and, you know what I mean, the throwing motion, I mean, I hope so. I hope Cam can get healthy again because they look like he can't run and he can't throw anymore. I mean, it's just plain and simple. You know, and then they didn't give Run CMC enough opportunities in that game. But I pray for you guys. You know, it was definitely a GG. But as sad as it sounds, I was rooting for you guys to win. In the pigskin pick'em, I picked you guys to win. You know what I mean? You guys have a better future than my Bucks do, I feel. Like, I got a couple good players, but 5 guys on offense and 5 guys on defense, you know, isn't going to really get it done long term. You know, so need to use Mike Evans more. Well, O.J. Howard more. Need to use the piece. But Godwin is the best option on the offense right now. Jameis and him have chemistry, you know. But Evans was under the weather, and, you know, they definitely need to use him a little more. I agree. Yeah. Mr. Cole, yeah, I feel like I said, I made a difference in their life, and like I said, I never met his brother before prior to last weekend, and he's a cook. Never been to a Duck game. I mean, fucking A, man, going to your first college game or NFL game and being in the front row. Can you imagine? I mean, I don't know how long ago you guys have been to your first NFL or first college game, but I mean, that shit is memorable. And then especially if you get to go front row. I mean, not many people have their first experience in the front row, so I know I made it really special. But then getting on TV on top of all that, God, it was so sweet. So, yeah, it's mind-blowing. I know my buddies are still thinking about it to this day, so hopefully I can return the favor and do it again for them, Just got to be able to make sure I find the right games and the right tickets, since they do get a little expensive. Ticketmaster is expensive. So they still seem to keep saying Sean Payton going to the Cowboys next year, especially if Breeze retires. Well, you got to think he has ties there. And, I mean, if he decides to go there and if they get rid of Garrett or if Garrett stays with the team in a different role and you have Sean Payton and then Kellen Moore and Garrett, that's scary. You know what I mean? If that happens, I mean, I definitely could see that as an option. I think he does love Nolans, though. So I don't know. Even if Sean Payton leaves, you guys could lure another quarterback to come. It's possible. Said Cam needs to be benched for the season. Yeah, might have to, but I don't know if they will. Cam definitely won't allow that to happen if it's his choice. Lincoln Riley, the quarterback whisperer. Yeah, that would be a nice option. You know what I mean? Just depends on where they go with it. So, but Chris, I have to catch up and make sure I get all my websites down, all my reading down. I got to rest a little bit of my voice as we get into, obviously tomorrow with college football. I might live stream, a game or two tomorrow. So I want to make sure I have time to do that. So do you guys have any other questions, fantasy related, that you want me to go over based off matchups on who to start, who to pick up on the wire? If you do, comment below, because I am probably going to call the stream and over here in a couple minutes just to rest my voice, because I got a lot of work to do for Saturday, Sunday, and I want to be able to do at least another 2 or 3 hours of research and grinding, and that way that I can be prepared for everything, not only for tomorrow, but for Sunday and Monday. If you guys don't have anything in the next couple minutes, make sure you guys comment below, but make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, donate to your boy if you feel I'm worthy. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm going to be able to help out with any questions every Friday, Fantasy Football Fridays, Fanatic style. I got you guys. But it looks like everyone is going to probably call it a night. So I appreciate you guys. Samuel J., Calvin, Lunar, Carter Miller, John, everyone. God bless you guys. I hope you guys have a great fucking Friday. We're going to have a great Saturday and Sunday. I love you guys. Mr. Cole, I've been in many stadiums and many owners' boxes, locker rooms, but never have been to an actual game in a stadium except for the Georgia Bulldogs. First time seeing Cole Hardman. Wow. Mr. Cole, I'd love to be able to get to a point where I could take you to a Chiefs game and take your wife to a Cowboys game. Who knows? I mean, if I keep grinding and we have a great fan base with the donations and I just keep working hard, I'll be able to visit a lot of y'all and watch games with y'all. All I want to do is make YouTube videos and watch sports games and visit the fans. So we'll see what we can do. I would say you and Marcus should watch Matthew Loves Ball YouTube channel for college football game highlights. Okay, I'll check it out. I usually try to find different channels, depending on how they break down their highlight packages. So I'll try to find some. I definitely will. Samuel J., thank you. Your logo is lit. A lot of people are starting to buy the merch now since we got a lot of different designs. So on the bottom of all the YouTube videos, Teespring, right? You go to teespring.com, click on the links below the videos, look at our hoodies, our t-shirts, our mugs, anything that you want to get as a gift or to support the best sport YouTube channel. Your boy Orion, Marcus, the Northwest Sports Fanatics would be much appreciated. I'll be repping a lot of the gear as more and more of it comes to my house, and I can show you guys what it looks like. But I got one question for y'all. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Orion, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Have a great Friday. Love you guys. Peace. And Christy, thank you so much for the donations. I don't know if you're still in the room. I think you are. I see you say nighty night. Thank you. I love you so much for the donations. You're very generous. $19.99, $9.99, $9.99. Thank you. Gurley, I love you. Nyland Saints, go Tigers. Geaux, not just G-O. I feel ya. LSU all the way. And I will be back on to you guys very shortly, probably tomorrow morning or afternoon. You guys might see me in a stream for college football. Have a great rest of your Friday. You should get a Twitch. You could use it as a great sport. Yeah, like I said, I have a full-time job, John. You know what I mean? I wake up at 4 in the morning, and then I do the YouTube after, and then I have to exercise and do all that. So, I mean, it's hard, but at some point, if I can get a Twitch, maybe I can do that too. So you guys have a great night. Calvin, Samuel J, Christy, John, Mr. Cole, Mrs. Cole, if she's watching, everyone else that's in the room. I love you guys. You guys have a great rest of your night. You guys are the best on YouTube. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.